money comes to me.
It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas day on yesterday, especially the federal workers, right? Because you all got an extended holiday that, listen, you got the day before Christmas Eve, Christmas, and today, the day after. Listen, take what you can get from this administration. We won't complain. Lord, I know I won't complain. You can be grateful in all things. So you got an extended holiday. So shout out to all of my federal workers. And I hope everybody's tuned in, had a fantastic day, even if it was as simple as you making somebody else smile and being able to put food in somebody's belly or putting a gift in somebody's hands, right? And as we start to age, you realize, you know what? It's really for the kids and those that have not the pick-me-shias, but those that have not. So I had a fantastic day. I hope you all had a fantastic day. And when I tell you Christmas does not owe me anything, I mean anything. And y'all, it was so good because we have Christmas matching pajamas, right? We have the red plaid ones, you know, the Christmas theme that they're kind of red, they're traditional plaid. We have those, but we also have Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And when we have our pajamas, my dogs have them too. We didn't even put on our matching pajamas. I didn't even put my dog on his jersey, his Dallas Cowboy jersey. That's how relaxed and loving. Yes, I said Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? That's right. It was just fantastic yesterday. I got up, I made breakfast. We made a Puerto Rican pernil. For those of you, that are familiar with the Puerto Rican culture, made that. Walked my husband through how to cook it. And let me tell you something: when you're cooking, don't just throw that food in the oven on 350 immediately. I told him put it in there on 250. Miss Janice, you're gonna have to get out my chat to my Go Steelers. Hold on now. Hold on now. But yeah, I told him just cook it on 250 for 3 hours and then up the ante and hit it with 350. A lot of times you shock your meats and they just don't come out right. But anywho, it was a hell of a time. The champagne was flowing. The gifts were great. I love seeing the smile on my son's face. And I was cool. Listen, Mr. Calbone, welcome. He said, okay. I was cool. The food was fantastic. Y'all, them boys ate. They was fat, full, and fluffy and had to go outside and take a walk because they overate. Yes, the queen be cooking. But we're about to cook today. We're about to get into Yandy and Mendeecees. Listen, we got some major love and hip hop news. Are y'all shocked? Some of you are shocked. Some of you are not shocked. I'm sure the men in the chat have a completely different response than the women. I'm mixed. We're going to get into it. I have such a mixed response. We're going to break it down today. But Mendeecees Harris, he exposed that he was never legally married to Yandy Smith. And I know Yandy has said it before, but I feel like it hits different. It hits way different to hear a man say it and then take pride in it. That has to hurt just a little bit. Ouch. There's so many different dynamics at play here. But the first thing I want to say, because I'm going to talk my shit, where is Funky Dineva? Because Tamar did not lie. Tamar was not sleeping with that lady husband. Now, you came out here and did all of that for nothing. And if the truth be told, and now that we know what we know, Tamar, I said, I have yet to catch Tamar in a lie. And I'm able to look at things as a content creator. I'm for real. Tamar went sleeping with that lady husband, so you thought you was dropping some major tea, and it's not tea because they have been broken up. They've been broken up.
Let the games begin.
For over a year, according to Mendeecees. And I kind of feel like Mendeecees took his shot subliminally because he said in the interview, and just because you don't know or you weren't in a group chat doesn't mean you know our lives. Tamar, don't be lying. Thank you, Airy Aquari. I was like, Tamar, so y'all did all of that and said all of this bad stuff. Tamar said, I ain't never took no Come to find out, if she wanted to be kissing up on him and doing all of that, she could because they're both single. And Mendeecees went on record to say it. And I'm not sure how Yandy feels about it. Because on top of that, he dropped a bomb and he said, we've been broken up for over a year. No divorce, no paperwork. I got a whole lot of questions, y'all. Can we just get into it? Can we get into it? Because if you think about the Love and Hip Hop franchise, Atlanta, New York, most of us, or Yandy, let me just say this. Let's back up. Yandy and Mendeecees for a number of years were presented as one of the strongest couples from the franchise. Can we pause on that? Can we all agree on that, right? They were presented as solid, strong, been through highs, lows, up and downs, but that's my man, that's my woman, and that's what it is. We watched their wedding on television. We saw them raise their blended family. And watch this. I don't believe Yandy had kids until she met Mendeecees. Am I correct? Her first child was with him. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all got to keep me honest in this conversation. You say Mendeecees don't like Yandy. That happens sometimes in long-term relationships, you know, where you go through phases where you may love each other, but you don't like each other. I'm going to come back to that. I may come back to that. That Mendeecees does not like Yandy. It happens sometimes. I mean, I have to be fair. You know, sometimes you don't like your kids and their behavior, right? But you love them. But I don't like you today. I don't like your attitude. I don't like your tone of voice. But let's get back into it. Yandy didn't have children. So when we talk about the blended family of it all, her first child was with Mendeecees. He brought baggage, luggage to the table. What you want us to do with that, Queen Sheba? Just write it down on a mental sticky note and put it in the back of your brain because we're going to come back to it. So she came in the game as a woman should. That's why I say this shit has got to hurt at least a little bit. She came to the game. She came to the table because in my opinion, had it not been for Yandy, I wouldn't care or know about a Mendeecees. You was spoiled goods. You had multiple children. You had multiple kids by 2 different women. She came to the table like the men say they want the women to come to the table, at least a particular demographic of men that require women to come ready-made, have money, split the bills half, if not pay them all, put some stuff in my name. And I kind of feel like his rise to fame was off of her and not him. Is he a good-looking man? Yes. But, sir, you've already been around the world and you've had 2 baby mamas. So you being a handsome man and having a name for yourself still wasn't good enough for you to rise to the top until you met Yandy. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So to me, as a woman, I don't care how business savvy people argue, well, this is a business savvy move. She's still a woman with feelings. She's still the mother of his children. She still came into the game right. Okay, I see you, Adrian. I mean, how does Adonica? Adonica says, but she signed up for the drama. She had 2 kids and pretended to be married. That's true. We're going to talk about all that. And that's why I'm saying it. Okay, you know what? Let's get into it. Exactly. I have to agree with you. But the point that she did all of this on the strength of a man, my man, only for him to sit down on Christmas Day and drop that on Christmas Day, you got to be feeling some kind of way. Nigga, you couldn't wait till Saturday. I said what I said. You couldn't wait till that Friday after Christmas. Really? We broken up. We split up. The world don't know. You couldn't let me drop the news first. And of all people, you sit down with the notorious, infamous Young Jock. He didn't even go on a podcast where the mics were working properly. If you go back and listen, I was like, those are some horrible mics. I know that because I have a podcast, Queening in the City to be exact. So that sound has to be spot on. You probably didn't pick up on it, but as a woman, you got to feel some kind of way. Like Adonica says, when you have kids, you sign up. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. And then you just get to walk away after 20 years. And because of that, like we knew, we heard it, but it is different when it comes from a man. I'm sorry. And a man that's happy that it's over. We watched a wedding on television. We saw them raise their blended family. Technically, I ain't going to even say blended family. We saw her raise your kids. We saw her defend you throughout your legal issues and public criticism. Mendeecees, I don't know if y'all remember this. Mendeecees even went through allegations of child abuse. Y'all remember when they accused him of liking a 14-year-old allegedly? Y'all don't remember that? B. Taylor said Yandy tried to flex on his other baby mamas when she was just a glorified baby mama. They was never married. Oh, baby, the baby mamas have entered the chat. They up in here. Listen. You better get your Jennifer. You better get you a Jennifer. Okay, thank you for the 5-piece and a pepper. Jennifer says, I couldn't stand the way Yandy treated his other baby mamas. She thought she was better than them. She let him pump her head just to deflate it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be feeling some kind of way after 20 years. We gonna get into it. I'm kind of scared. And let me tell y'all why I say I'm kind of scared. Because the women have pulled up in this motherfucker. They ready to talk about it, period. And I don't know which way this conversation gonna go today, but I'm gonna open up the lines. They up in here, y'all. And they're ready to go. Okay? So most people assume they were legally married this entire time. Most. Some of us knew by way of Yandy. But according to Mendeecees, that's not true either. So in a recent interview, Mendeecees made it very clear that despite being on television, a televised wedding, the glitz, the glam, the fame, all of that stuff that women like. Oh, girl, I'm getting married. Look at my ring, this and this. He said, nah, we was never married. I didn't marry her. I never took her hand in marriage. And he said that was her idea. We never signed the marriage license. So there is no, I'm not obligated to her legally. Ladies, listen. Yeah, I got kids with her. I gave her her first baby. There is no divorce because there was never a commitment. They were shocked. And I'm telling y'all again, they're not shocked because they hadn't heard it before. It just hits different when you have a man sit down at a table and gloat in the fact that he got to use you for over 20 years and didn't have to bring anything to the table. And he gets to walk away, like the old folks say, scot-free. scot-free. And then he dropped a dime. He dropped a dime because after he said, yeah, I didn't have to marry her. It was her idea. We just couldn't make it work. Then he said, and not only that, shit, we ain't been together in over a year. That's kind of messed up, Mendeecees. And you did it on Christmas. But Yandy, the girls say they don't care because that's what you signed up for. We're about to take a look. I'm going to play a small snippet of what he had to say, and then we're going to get into it. And we're going to go all the way back with Yandy getting into it with the baby mamas. Here we go.
Right. Together. So, what's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Oh, we not together.
Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like,
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, no, I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and she said, let's not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't.
Yeah, because I was at one though.
Yeah, you was at.
I was there, and I had a good time.
Let me tell you something. I was shocked.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. That was about it.
Yes, I remember the special.
Yeah, listen. But you gotta think about it, right? If I look back now, I see what people going through divorce with assets and stuff like that.
You escaped.
See, that's what I'm saying. That has to hurt because the niggas in the room are gloating. See, you escaped. You ain't got. And I thought, oh my God. Let me talk about the positives before the negative. The positive is, even though it wasn't ideal, the correct time, in my opinion, for him to drop the news, he dropped it on Christmas. Listen, men, take in mind, that's a lady with children. She's at home with her kids. Don't do that. Has to cook. You could have waited until today, but you didn't. So, but the positive is, at least he waited a year. Right? He gave her a year to get her mind right. So he waited a year before he dropped the news. That's the first thing. But the ouch moment that must have to come to Yandy as a woman is you sitting down with young Jock. You're sitting down with a man that nobody takes serious, a man that has no respect for family, vagina, children, birth. Like you couldn't get yourself in a good Bible-based podcast of all these beautiful people. You gonna do me like this with young Jock? And then you get around men that don't really, a particular demographic of men. Y'all get what I'm saying? That's already looking for an excuse not to marry women and just keep them as baby mamas. And now he's looking at you as if you escaped me when I helped to make your life better. It's a joke. But like the lady said, Yandy, you signed up for it. You signed up for it.
I'm going through.
Listen, we don't gotta go through none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
you won.
It kind of worked out.
How long have y'all been split, and how was the split? What was the coping?
So I've known Yandy for like 20 years, right? So right now we've been probably split up for over a year. 20 years, you don't. It's like that person helped change you who you are today. Yeah. You grew up. I matured in so many ways. Messing with Yandy, like I wouldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for her.
Then why you leaving? That's crazy, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel so many different things for Yandy. 20 years down the drain, and you made it easy for him to walk away. And you thought you were being business savvy, and in one sense, she was protecting her assets, allegedly. But in another sense, he got to just walk out the front door after 20 years. No responsibility to you. No headache of going through. You at least make it hard. Give him a little bit of headache. Give him a migraine that he would have to take an ibuprofen. Nothing. Nothing. And I'm kind of looking at women sideways. And I know some people, well, everybody don't want to be married, but when you look at this, he just gets to go. I don't think y'all understand how deep that is. He just gets to go. B. Taylor to I don't. You don't feel bad for it? Y'all cold-hearted like a mother. I don't know if they are together. Trey says so. Him and Tamar been together for a year now. Listen, all I know is that Tamar was not messing with that lady man. At the end of the day, because Dineva dropped that as if Tamar was back there doing some low down, dirty ass behavior towards other women, and that's not the case. Because Mendeecees made it clear they were never married. There will be no divorce. And they split more than a year ago. And somebody brought it to my attention. They said, so wait a minute. When that makeup artist came out about Yandy cheating on Mendeecees, she really wasn't cheating because they weren't together. They weren't together. Watch this. Are y'all surprised? There were no major announcements. That part I like. I like that. I think that's very mature. I think that's very adult. Now, a part of me does wonder, is Mendeecees and Tamar together? And is this Mendeecees' way of having Tamar's back? Because Tamar was out there on the front line by herself going toe-to-toe with Funky Dineva over these alleged allegations that she's not to be trusted, that she's fucking on somebody else's man. And I know her sisters are sitting back gloating. You did all that talking just for the truth to come out. And I wonder, y'all help me out, if this is Mendeecees' way of saying, just sit back. You know, sometimes as women, when we want a man to get in there for us, well, you need to just let me do it my way. I got this. Because at one point in a certain clip in the interview, he said, and so for those of you that think you know everything about my life, you don't. You think you know it. You weren't even in the group chat or something like that. So I was like, I wonder if this is his way of helping Tamar out and clearing up Tamar's name. Does he have a thing for Tamar? Are they like, I have so many questions. So many questions. This wasn't Bravo. So this was VH1. So they were never featured on Bravo, but I know what you mean. They were VH1, Love and Hip Hop. Am I correct? So then let's get into the fans' reaction. So yesterday, listen, once the news broke and Mendeecees said it, and I think it's powerful because he said it. It's just something with this psychological thing that when women speak, people are like, okay. But when a man gets in there and he says something, everybody's more apt to believe it. And that's why I think we have the reaction that we've had with the fans of Love and Hip Hop and also on social media. Some fans say, listen, I ain't surprised. I don't give a damn. That's on her. She played herself. The relationship always seemed complicated. You know, some people felt disappointed. They were like, damn, we can't do nothing right when it comes to love as Black folks, Black excellence, nuclear families. Some people felt disappointed. They saying, oh, we invested years of our time. And we feel misled by the idea that your wedding wasn't legally binding. And then people started going through old episodes to see if there were any signs the entire time. Let's take a look at one of the old episodes. I'm not going to be able to play the entire thing, so stay the hell out of my comments. You need to play the clip. If you understand how YouTube works, I can't. So don't be telling me what I need to do if you don't understand how the rules work. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I think my computer froze. It did. Oh, Lordy. Well, give me 1 second. I want to play this clip. Hold on. I got to get it teed up. And if not, if I can't play it, I just won't play it. We'll keep rolling. Oh, y'all can see it. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Looks like y'all can see it. Hold on. That ain't the one I want. Give me- Hold on.
Listen, darling, you have put cars in your name for him. You might have put a crib in your name for him, but it doesn't solidify a position with you. At the end of the day, home girl, facts are the facts.
That you bought yourself, yeah.
Facts.
Little cloudy stove.
Facts.
Look
Facts
like
are
a
the
It's not about. I thought it was the kids.
It is. It is. But listen, the point of the matter
Y'all are
is,
saying no sound.
they're married.
Hold on. Y'all are saying no sound. Let me do stop sharing. Give me 1 second. Let's try it again. If we can't get it this time, we'll just stop. Here we go. Looks like we got it. Let's try one more time. Yeah. So this is a clip. What I was trying to show you, a clip of Yandy having a sit down with two of the baby mamas of Mendeecees, right? And Yandy is saying, listen, y'all had to work hard to get him. You had to put cars in his name. You had to do this and co-sign for him and for this and that. And I'm going to let you hear it. And then I'll break it down from my perspective, what I think I heard versus what Yandy's reality was with Mendeecees. And yeah, they put cars in his name and they did all of that. But at the end of the day, Yandy, you kind of co-signed for him too, in a different way, in a bigger way that cost you a little bit more. I think you're going to have more hurt and pain behind this. Y'all, this thing's slow. That's why I'm just scrolling. I think, here we go. Let's see if we can get it now. All right, here we go.
Listen, darling, you have put cars in your name for him. You might have put
This shit is still not playing.
a crib in your name for him, but it doesn't solidify a position with you.
Y'all still can't hear it?
At the end of the day, homegirl, facts are the facts.
That you bought yourself, yeah.
Facts.
Little cloudy stove.
Facts.
Look like it's about to come out right there.
Listen, darling, you have put cars in your name for him. You might have put a crib in your name for him, but it doesn't solidify a position with you. At the end of the day, homegirl, facts are the facts.
That you bought yourself your
Facts,
little cloudy stove.
facts,
Look like it's about to come out right there. Yeah.
Honey, no stones coming out.
But
This
it's
is
not
the
about
best
that.
diamond.
It's not about. I thought it was about the kids.
The Texas way.
It is.
Just about boots or belt.
It is. But listen,
It's not about how you look.
the point of the matter is,
Falling 7 times.
we're married.
Oh, Yandy, that did not age well for
Showing
you
up tired.
at all. Because I kind of feel like you got bamboozled. I feel like you got the short end of the stick as a woman. Number one, I don't care. I'm not sitting down. If I were I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna open up the lines. But if I was in Yandy's position and I walked into a complicated situation where there's one or more baby mamas, multiple children, multiple personalities of kids, multiple personalities of different women to deal with, baby, I don't care about your kids. I'm not gonna sit down to it's about the kids, especially if I'm not married. You focus on your kids and I'm gonna focus on mine. That's why I said there's a loss. She gave too much and that shit still wasn't appreciated because at the end of the day, married or not, don't nobody care because you were something that they looked at as how can we finesse this thing? And that's why they quote unquote didn't legally get married because the women, the baby's mamas, allegedly were standing around like piranhas waiting to go ahead and marry him if you want and see if we'll come after your coin. So in one aspect, she protected herself, but in the other, you left yourself exposed to be used, to be walked all over, to give a man kids, to give a man clout, to work hard, bend your fucking back over backwards to let his baby's mama get camera time, his disrespectful ass mama get camera time on your name, on your hard work in the industry, and he gets to walk away scot-free. And guess what? Now that he's done after 20 years, Tamar, I'll take him. He still got options. Still got options. And y'all can't say, oh, well, nah, she got to feel some kind of way about this. You got to feel used. You got to say, damn, I will be damned if I did, damned if I don't. Yes, I was protecting my money. But the joke is on me. And this nigga's out here doing Christmas interviews talking about I'm free. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. I'm free at last. Wow. Y'all can't tell me you would be okay with that as a woman. You relocated to Atlanta. So where do you go from here? He just completely messed up your check. On Love and Hip Hop, did he give you a heads up that he was going to be saying this? What does this look like for Yandy moving forward? I have a lot of questions. And Yandy was fighting for her life last season as it relates to Kirk and Rashida. Have you noticed that now if you go back and look and say, damn, they ain't been together for over a year. Mendeecees was just on the sideline, letting her fight it out, and he still collected a check. He over here playing house with Tamar. According to Funky Dineva, he got him a nice blanket on the couch, a throw blanket. And he letting Yandy go toe-to-toe with Rashida and Kirk, knowing damn well love don't live here anymore. Let's look at some more clips, child. See, I know y'all are saying storyline, but after a while, you're still a human being. They ain't getting that much money. Let's take a look.
The status of you and Yandy right now?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like,
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, No, I didn't do it for TV. I think, yo, listen, it was Yandy idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and you know, she said, of course, not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess, you know, it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't.
Yeah, because I was at one though.
Yeah, you was at.
I was there. I had a good time.
I was shocked.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. That was about it.
Yes, I remember the special.
Yeah, listen. But you got to think about it, right? If I look back now, I see what people going through divorce with assets and stuff like that.
You escaped. I'm going through.
Listen, we don't got to go through none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
you won.
It kind of worked out.
How long have y'all been split? And how was the split? What was the coping?
So I've known Yandy for
That's crazy, y'all. I kind of feel bad. I know y'all say y'all don't give a damn, but he said we ain't got to go through none of that. That man is happy that he get to pack up his box, and get him a condo and date and go to happy hour and let her take care of the kids. And he come visit every now and then and put a little water in his hair and a little gel and keep his curls right. And Yandy, you played your fucking self. You should have got married. You should have married him. And the reason why he said there's nothing to contest, there's nothing to fight over. I'm going to be honest, Mendeecees, and I ain't got a problem with you. There's nothing to fight over because you didn't bring nothing to the table. You didn't bring anything to the table. That's why there is nothing to fight over. Yandy did everything. She was the author and the finisher of your faith. She was the end all be all. She was the provider. She was me and Mrs. Jones. She did all of that. You came up. So there is nothing to fight over because you didn't bring anything to the table. You brought 2 baby mamas, a bunch of kids, and you put her in situations where she was constantly fighting. And the other baby mamas were saying, she want to run shit. She want to run shit. She got to run shit. That's what bosses do. I'm finna open up the lines because I know y'all out there mad. Y'all mad. I'm going to open up the lines. We finna argue. Come on up here. Y'all, we have a good time over here for those of you that are new. He didn't bring a damn thing to the table. And that's sad that you let somebody with a criminal background who got caught up in the court system, right? So much so that you were business savvy and said, let's not get married so that they don't come after you legally when we combine our finances. But at the end of the day, he's saying, whoo, thank God that's over. And I didn't have nothing to fight over. He already came up. He's going to get deals. He's going to get interviews. He's a good looking man. He's going to get invited back onto the show. He's made you the biggest bitch in love and hip hop news. And he gets to walk away scot-free and go date Tamar Braxton. Wait a minute, babe. Going too fast. I'm for real. And if Tamar don't want him, I guarantee you there's a long line around the door of a bunch of pick-meshas that'll take him. It's going to be hard for Yandy to bounce back from this. Very hard. Okay, Hibiscus said, I think it's good that she didn't marry him. In one sense, yes, and the other, no. Because you need to give him a little bit of headache to leave. You play house with a man who's celebrating getting a walk away from you. I don't know. I mean, fine, don't pay the bill. Yandy's still fine as fuck. Okay, Ann. Okay. What next? You gonna go help her wipe her tears away? You gonna make her feel better? She has nothing. She has nothing. She walked away with nothing. And I be telling y'all over here, well, no, I don't. I'm going to say it today. Shit, this your Christmas gift. This your Christmas gift. Before you date a man, and I'm going to say it, fellas, cover your damn ears. Ladies, before you have a baby with a man, before you have whatever you going to do, ask yourself, if we were to break up, what do I stand to gain? If the answer is nothing, sit your ass down somewhere. You ain't got no damn business dating that.
I don't want to talk about it. you just said I'm going to talk about it. I get angry. I don't want to.
Queen Sheba, what you mean what they got to stand? If we were to break up today or tomorrow, what do I have? What do I stand to gain, not to lose? Do you gain an insurance policy? Do you gain life insurance? Do you gain health insurance? Well, I got my 2 kids. I said, what do you stand to gain? 2 kids are a responsibility. You're grateful they're there, but what do you stand to gain from his ass if he were to walk away or you were to walk away? Nothing. You click the link. Oh, I didn't drop the link. Hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna pin the link to the top of the chat. I think I already did. They're ready. All right, let's go. Thank you. Okay, here we go. The real Shanda, thank you for the 10 piece and a pepper. She says that was his mission to embarrass Yandy in public and jeopardize her VH1 check. You think so? I think. Can I give y'all my real thoughts? Can I really keep it real? This is hypothetically. Let's just talk as grown as men and women and get out your feelings. If it's true that he and Tamar are dating, right? Watch this. Men talk for 1 or 2 reasons: to protect or provide information. This could be his way of clearing the air for Tamar, which, and let's just say, if a man goes on record to say, no, I'm not with this woman, that would lead me to believe that he may really like the other woman. I don't think he's using Tamar. I don't. There's a great possibility that he could really like Tamar. We ain't never heard about Tamar being with no broke down, busted and disgusted ass nigga. We ain't never heard about Tamar being with no brokey, period. She leaving here with something. You'll be shocked at how you'll let a man do you, and then you'll see a completely different version of him with a woman. You'll see a completely different version of him with another woman. Y'all better stop thinking that just because he treated you that way, that he gonna treat the other one. It just depends on what she bring out of him. Now, I'm not saying that it's up to a woman to change a man, but I do know and I do believe different women can bring out different aspects. The real Shanda came back with another 10 piece in the pepper. She said, if you ask me, it's Yandy's karma. She was all up in Chrissy and Jim Jones's business. Now look, she ain't married either. Well, Chrissy started with her. Chrissy didn't like Yandy managing Jim because Chrissy was intimidated. Can we be honest? Can we go back to the beginning? And I think I got that. Okay, so this one said, you better get you a Jennifer. She said, I couldn't stand the way Yandy treated his other baby mama. She thought she was better than them. She just let them pump up her head to deflate it. What's up, B. Taylor? You got the floor.
So, hey, y'all. I had to hop up here. I heard you, Queen, talk about the baby mamas into the chat, and we did. And we did. So I was done with Yandy when I didn't care for how she treated the baby mamas, because women gotta understand it's the man. Y'all be competing with each other, trying to one-up each other. I'm better than you. Yeah, I know he dated her. He had kids with you, but I'm going to be the better one. And it's not about what she brings out of him. It's what he benefits from her. So he saw him benefiting more with Yandy. He was on TV. We got to know who Mendeecees was. He got exposure. He got money. She was a businesswoman, and she dragged herself down. He didn't drag her down. She dragged herself down because she entered into the situation with a man with multiple kids. You cannot say, oh, she protected her assets. Then why have kids with a man like that? Why build with a man like that if you're walking away with nothing in the end? Talking about she was protecting her assets. You came in, you could have probably got more assets not dealing with him, because you could have been entering into a marriage where you would have walked away with something or not walked away at all. You're benefiting, you and your family and your kids, but you decided to lay up and have kids with a man and shit on his baby moms. And now you sitting up there worse off than them. You done wasted more years than they did. They done moved on and probably got a new man and everything else. And here you are being embarrassed on TV, nationally. She been begging Mendeecees to stay with her for years, and she been guilt tripping him. I said, congratulations to Mendeecees. He's finally free. Because that man been trying to get away from Yandy for some years now. And she's been hidden. And what women do is try to guilt you. I done had your kids. I done stuck around. I held you down in jail. So he didn't ask her. He didn't make her. Let me say that. He didn't make her do any of those things. So Yandy has to take accountability. Is it a sad situation? Yes. But where is the accountability? You chose to sign up for this life, and that's what you were given. And I'm not about to, I could feel bad as a woman, but you shitted on other women on the way to that position, only to what? End up worse than those very same women. This is your karma. That's why you got to be careful trying to one up another woman and trying to talk shit about a man's ex, because at the end of the day, it's the man. It's the man. That's it.
Hold
I said what I
on.
said.
Hold on, y'all. They want to call in. Y'all click the link. Click the link. I just dropped the link. All you have to do is click the link. That's how you call in, and then follow the instructions. Moderators, if y'all could walk them through that, and then I can focus on the show, that'll be great. Okay, so listen. Now you started off your conversation, B. Taylor, by saying her job was to support or show the baby mama's respect. Can you break the? I don't think she owed him nothing. What? Can
I
you
didn't say that.
elaborate? What'd you say?
I didn't say that. I said she came in shitting on them. And she came in trying to run things, trying to protect the man. He had a messy situation when she entered into it. She had an obligation to herself to say, you know what, this is messy. I don't want to deal with this. This sounds like a lot of drama. And a man that allows you to enter into a situation that's messy, drama, he's not protecting you. So right then and there, I'm not surprised that he's not protecting her, because he ain't protect her from the beginning, from his messed up situations with his baby moms. And y'all talk about, oh, them baby mama was waiting to take her money.
They was.
If he leveling up, then them children, then they feel like their obligation to their children. They don't give a damn about Yandy. Okay, they like, okay, you leveling up, you on TV, you making all this bread. Okay, the kids need to make all this bread. The kids need to benefit. And that's what you can't be mad at those women for wanting to level up off of the man that they had a kid with. At the end of the day, he had kids with he planted his seeds inside those women and left. So therefore, that's going to be baggage that's going to follow him wherever he go. You can't be mad about it. The only thing you can be mad at is yourself for dealing with it.
No,
Nobody
they can't
told
be
her
mad
to deal
about
with
it.
that.
But I don't think another woman's pocketbook should be your target to support your kids neither.
But that's the type of
You
women he
level
had
up.
kids with. We could say that,
Right.
but that's what he
Hold
had
on.
kids with.
Hold on. Virgo, I see you. Hold on, Virgo. Gorgeous Virgo. You up next. Hold on, B. Taylor. Because as a baby mama, your job is not to sit back on your ass and figure out how can we come up off another
And
woman.
that's true. And that's true. But not every woman thinks like that. We kind of stop forcing women to think like that, or think we're all one of a kind and we all think alike. Do you know women are looking for a bag? They literally have kids with a man that reject them and the baby, but they don't care. They still go with the pregnancy because what? They think that that's going to level up their life and their children's life. Even when a man say, I'm going to give you all the money that you want, I'm not about to be a part of that baby's life. And they go, okay, because they don't care about the kid. So it's the type of women that he also had kids with.
Okay, hold on. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me go to Queen Virgo. Mute up for me, B. Taylor. Queen Virgo, what are your thoughts? Welcome.
Is that for me?
Yeah, gorgeous Virgo.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Okay.
Hit me with your best shot, baby. Hit me with your best shot.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say, from my perspective, when you live in the street life, there's a different dynamic that you're looking at, that you're playing. They're not coming from maybe a collegiate type of mindset. So if your guy is a drug dealer, a hustler, maybe you want to say it like that, then you might have some investments that you can utilize to put it into a business as a cover. He was gone. He always talked about how he was from the street life. I really think that he might have left some money of some kind, and she can move it a different kind of way. So that was the investment. Plus, with her knowledge, she can work with the baby mamas who may not be on her level to get them to sign for lesser child support, or sign off on child support for a lump sum. So they're not coming after him anymore. I think it's a different dynamic when I looked at them from the beginning, because they were all from the street life of the hustle area. It's not going to look the same as somebody that might have went straight to college and was straight up. They from the school of hard knocks. It's a different outlook. Yeah, she might have disrespected the baby mamas because she felt some kind of way because she was on a platform. But at the end of the day, I think she kind of benefited better because she doesn't have to go back and forth with somebody. They didn't look at her assets like that because she wasn't intertwined with him. And if she says too much, she can implicate herself or anything from prior that happened with him if he did have any finances. So she might, be able to hold off a little bit. I think it's a little bit more of the street life that plays into this than just what we see on TV.
That's fair. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming up, y'all. That was gorgeous, Virgo. I'm gonna drop her down. Excellent, excellent commentary. Butterfly Sugar is up next, and Amy J, you're behind Butterfly. Let's go, Butterfly Sugar. Hit me with your best shot.
I agree a lot with the last caller because Mendeecees was facing a lot of jail time. That's why they didn't sign the paperwork. Not only was he looking at a large amount of money to pay back to multiple states, he on the child support he owed. But Yandy was also to his last baby mama, and DC woman lived together in the same house up until the second year of filming on Love and Hip Hop New York. He was still living with the other baby moms when he was on the show with Yandy. So in reality, Yandy was the other woman. And they admitted it on the show, so I don't feel bad for her. She knew what she got. She knew what type of duty she showed him a different life because she's a little bit more educated, a little bit more polished. She knew what it was. They were both out there screwing around each other, doing their own thing. So I don't think there's anything really lost or gained from the relationship.
Damn. Okay. That's Butterfly Sugar.
That's
Thank you,
all.
Butterfly Sugar.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day,
Thank
Queen.
you. You too. You too. All right, let me go to the next caller. Okay, Jen, hold on before I go to Amy. Jen, be too fresh. Listen to me, Jen. Oh, let me see. Oh, you good. Don't do nothing, Jen. Don't touch nothing. I finally got your device connected. Just wait for me to call your name. Amy, hit me with your best shot. What you got, boo?
Hey, I just popped in and heard everything. I want to say that I think Ben DC at some point really did try to be in a relationship with Yandy, but you got to think about his background, him being like a trafficker, and then him also dating multiple women. And I think when he and Yandy got together, there was like some cross, like some lapovers with Erica and Yandy, which caused a lot of friction when they were trying to like, I guess, co-parent when he went to prison. I feel like at this point, him coming out, I knew it was going to be a challenge because most of these people, he was, first of all, he's known for one thing, he identifies as one thing. I think he did a number of interviews talking so highly about his trafficking days. And I think he talks about them in a reminiscent way because he doesn't really have an identity at this point outside of being Yandy's husband. So I think to a
Oh.
certain extent that kind of could lead to just a breakdown in the relationship. Because although Yandy is very driven, very career smart and a hustler and all the rest of the things that most men would be very attracted to, I just think he lost himself. So him dating Tamar, and I don't think that's serious. I just think that them breaking up was a better thing for him. So maybe he can kind of regroup and find himself in this like soup that he's in because it just doesn't seem like he's in any better space to be any type of partner to anyone. That's just my
All
thought.
right. That's
Mhm.
that's fair. That's Amy. Thank you, Amy, for coming up. I'm gonna drop Amy. And then she gave some very well-rounded background information. Jenny, be too fresh. What you got? Hit me with your best shot.
Hey, Queen. I just want to say that Yandy is a cautionary tale. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I just go.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
let y'all talk. Go ahead.
She's a cautionary tale. Yandy dated down. Yandy is a very smart, educated, smart woman. She's about her business, and she fell in love with the hood nigga, hood guy, and she thought she was better than his baby mothers. It'd be different if it was one baby mama she was into it. She into it with another baby mama. So with her going to Howard and being a understudy to Mona, she had a lot of opportunities that she just kind of let go for a man. And that's what a lot of women do. And he's doing what a lot of men do. He's playing in her face now. And I hate that for her. I hate he has nothing to lose. He did nothing but gain from her exposure, um, for being with him while he was incarcerated.
Mm.
She lost a lot. And I think we see that so much. And with black women, we are the cheerleaders. But when Yandy, like I said, she got her ways. She was very messy with those ladies. Put throwing that ring in their face, and then she wasn't even married to him, which was a smart move by her. But she dated down. She did.
Damn. All right, I had to agree with you. That's Jen B Too Fresh. She said, "Listen, I feel bad. I do too. I do too. I feel like in one instance you make a smart move, but it's not necessarily your best move." The Queen Tulsa, hit me with your best shot. What you got?
Hey, Queen. I actually just got answered. I don't really know a lot about what's going on, but what I can from what I heard is, have y'all ever considered business marriages or business relationships? They happen all the time in the
Not with a
industry.
brokey. Not with a brokey. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, let's not act like Yandy wasn't getting her fix. There were rumors that, she was, hanging out with somebody. I'm not gonna put a label on that, but if you're not married and you have an understanding, I thought it was like kind of like a trial run. Let's see how long it takes for him to embarrass me. And I feel like in this situation, she's blessed because she can walk away. She don't have to be like Candy and Todd and, you know, um, split things up. They can amicably just walk away from each other. But individuals like him, he make it so hard because they were putting on this united front, that they were just this black couple and they were, living the life, and he was the best man and she was the best woman. So they played in our faces. So I don't feel bad about for either one of them.
Okay. Hold on. Let me read this
Okay.
one, 'cause this is kind of in line. Your Royal Highness says, keep in mind that Yandy was allegedly in Paris with another man. They've been over each other. It was for the show. It wasn't for the show. He clarified that. Simone, come back up. It wasn't for the show. He clarified that. So y'all, we got to start taking people. We can't make up stuff, right? And I'm not saying you are. They asked him in the interview, and maybe your Royal Highness, you just pulled up. They say y'all did it for television. He said, nah, I believe him. There's no reason to come out and say we've been broke up over a year and no, we didn't do it for television. It's just, he's just giving his truth, right? But we also talked about if they've been broken up over a year and Yandy was, doing her thing in Paris, they both were doing it while they were broken up. You remember? Tamar just came out and said, listen, I'm accepting apologies, period, point blank, because y'all lied on me. Let me show you. Tamar said she's not playing with y'all. Right here. Here it is. And that's what I said. I said, everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And I wonder if this man really has a thing for Tamar. Because look, right here, it says it. Let me read it. Tamar said, I'm accepting all apologies through my Cash App. The fuck? Please pay the following. If you call me a liar, $10. Home wrecker. Now, Tamar, you're going to need to learn how to spell wrecker. Home wrecker, $20. Ho, $20, slut, 30. Accept the fact that y'all fell for the BS and ran me the F up. You send that lady her money.
So, Queen, it goes back to me saying I was going to give her props because Tamar, and see, this is why it's so important for people to mind their own business. Now, Funky came out, oh, this lady was with that latest man, and you didn't even have all the details. First of all, she said that the man wasn't married. You didn't want to believe that. Okay, but you sat at that table. You came to every outing that this woman invited you with. You talking about that you was so uncomfortable. See, it's all about these narratives. Oh, I was so uncomfortable. Why you didn't get your ass up and walk out?
Boom. And not only that, now we know you lying and you was putting on for the gram. Uncomfortable in what? The fact that they was both singles. And I called it. I said, I think you just like to watch. Maybe you was uncomfortable because you didn't get chosen. That's all I'm saying. B. Taylor, what you got?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm listening. I'm listening. On which part? Because y'all said a lot.
Baby, just get in there where you can fit in. Whatever we miss.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, okay. No, I agree with him protecting Tamar. I do, because Sheba was right. a man not gonna come out and speak unless he trying to protect or clarify something.
I agree.
And I feel like Mendeecees had to come out and say it because Yandy wasn't gonna say it because she still want that image. So he like, you know what, this is messing up what I got going on over here. And this woman over here, I feel like he's smart in choosing women with a business orientated mindset. That's where he can level up at. And so it's Tamar Braxton. Like, I mean, that's pretty a good level up. You know, these women are kind of one and the same, as in like, you know, success wise. So he
That's
didn't
true.
want to mess up what he got going on with Tamar. He like, I ain't about to mess up my future bag. Okay, and opportunities being with Tamar. She got her own reality show. I like what we got going on. So he gonna speak up and defend his woman because she was getting dragged online over Yandy. He's been trying to leave Yandy. Yandy wouldn't let the relationship go. So now that they are done, he's like, I'm not about to mess up what I got going on with this woman here.
I agree. To Latrice says, what's sad is that the fact that Funky Dineva thought he was in the know and he was really on the outside of the clique. I said that. Then I say when he came out and said I was very uncomfortable and y'all was kissing and rug, and I said your level of detail is a little bit too much for me, because if we flip the script and put the shoe on the other foot, and if a gay, and not a gay man, but if a straight man was describing her to the T like you were doing as a gay man, people would call the straight man a creep. Like, wait a minute, you're watching her too much. The way you described her breasts, her thighs, and her dress, the color of the dress, how she flipped her hair, that's a little bit too much for me. It's giving
How she
creepy.
was sitting.
Yeah, how she was sitting, how she was giggling. It sounded like you was a little mad, but the point is you was uncomfortable for a whole year, right? I mean, he didn't say how long. You were uncomfortable, but they never did anything wrong. And this is where I think it's going to backfire on Funky Dineva, even if it's not in real time. Now that the truth is out, ain't nobody going to be able to trust you, because at the end of the day, Tamar wasn't creeping. Mendeecees was single and so was she. They just try to put you on game. You was invited to the inner circle, but now every celebrity is going to know that you can't fucking hold ice water, because with nobody cheating in the first place. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Oh
Girl,
yeah.
listen here. With some gay men and you around your partner, and your homeboy might bring a friend, just because that friend ain't into you, now you upset. Now this, now it's like, if that's just like taking a friend on a vacation that don't have no money. All they doing is complaining. If you want to complain, just go home. You didn't have to be here. You had a choice to say, no, I'm gonna leave. Hey sis, I know this is your thing, but when you are hooking up with him, just kind of keep me out of it. But see, he wanted the moment. Funky is trying to revive himself. He gets his numbers over there, but who's really over there? Women that like to tear down other black women with a gay man. Let's talk about it.
I
Miss
think they over there
Dia.
for entertainment, and he's a Libra, so Libras can be.
No, he's a
very.
Leo.
Oh, I thought he said he a Libra. Oh no, that's Carlos King. My bad, y'all. That's Funky Dineva. Okay, Leo. Okay.
Okay, look, back chat, y'all. Back chat. So check this out. I want to read this. Miss Bia 4996 said, who knew he was single? And that's what he said. He said, you don't need to know. The point is, I carried myself accordingly. He said, I don't got to tell y'all everything that's going on in my business. I knew I wasn't moving wrong. And if you're talking about the people at the table, I don't think those are his friends. I just think those were podcasters, if you're referring to the interview that we just played. So that's the point. He said, that's what y'all get for trying to be all up in my business and come, because it doesn't matter if he was single or not. The point we trying to make is you thought you was dropping tea, exposing her, but you really exposed yourself, because nobody was doing anything wrong. So now we got to justify that he was single. He ain't got to say nothing. The point is, you talk too much, Funky. You played yourself. You thought you was dropping tea that wasn't tea. Y'all, you get what I'm saying? You was dropping.
Queen, can I step in right quick?
Yeah,
even with all those degrees, I mean, you would think that Funky has some type of damn sense. Whenever you lose a job over $250, you're a petty ass person in real life. Like, seriously.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, it was a everything that he does, even with the Claudia Jordan. I mean, Claudia can be controversial and things like that, but really, for the most part, Claudia be minding her damn business.
But can she really? Because here's, okay, let me do this, because I'm gonna bring it back in. I want to do this. I feel like Tamar's not gonna get an apology. You drug her through the mud. You get what I'm saying? Over. Let me just okay. I feel like I'm getting off topic. Let me stay on topic. I'm getting off topic. Let me go through some of these comments real quick. Hold on, before I go down a rabbit hole. I got this when she said, "Who knew he was single?" That's what he was saying. Just because y'all ain't in the group chat, don't mean I'm out here doing something wrong. Yep, we went over this one that Tamar posted that she wanted to listen, y'all owe her an apology. Y'all lied on me, she said, and said that I was out here going behind Yandy's back and doing this and this and that. Lies and more lies. I want to handle this one. You said we quick to down the woman versus agreeing it was a smart move on Yandy. We don't have to agree that it was. Here's another thing we got to stop as Black folks. Just because somebody don't agree with you, that don't mean they're downing you or they hate you or they dislike you. I said, I'm split. Maybe you weren't here at the beginning. I said, I'm split. I think there's so many different dynamics. It was a great business move, but it still sucks for her as a woman. I don't know if it was a smart move to have multiple kids with a man, stay with him for 20 years, and he gets to fucking walk out the door scot-free and brag on a podcast about how, listen, there ain't nothing to split. Because I never could that way to her in a relationship. How is that smart as a woman where a man gets to come play with you for 20 years and walk out the door when he finds your replacement? Is it smart? You said, and if she wanted kids, she had them with the man she wanted. It's not about saying that's why we in the state that we in as Black folks, because everybody doing what they want to do as opposed to what's best for all involved. Kids still need a daddy in the house. Okay. But I mean, all right.
But Queen, can I step in on that as far as like the kids? This is very imperative. Like when you are having children and then you're moving this way, then you're a public figure, y'all are traumatizing those children. Y'all done gave them a life. They were comfortable. They had two parents in the house, and now things are switching. And now it's gonna be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because what are you teaching the boys? Okay, well, act like you're with the woman and just be with her and then scoot around. It's like it's so many layers to this. Like you said, we have so much that we can tear apart, but it's like my concern is those children.
That's fair. I want to read this one. Move with Misha says Funky had a point though, because the public didn't even know they were even split up. Funky didn't have a point. Because let me tell you how the game worked. Funky Dineva was not around regular people. You were in the inner circle of celebrities. Love it, like it, or hate it. You're not supposed to even open your mouth. You get what I'm saying? You're not even supposed to open your mouth about who's messing with who. There's rules. And when Funky came out 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and bashed Tamar, he said he told his friend, I don't even know why she's doing this around me. I raised my hand. I know why, because she's a celebrity. And that's what they do. That's what they do in their inner circle. They do what they was going to do. And the whole point is that should have never left the circle, but it did. And since it did, the joke is on you because everybody was perfectly single. It don't matter what we knew. We're not supposed to know celebrities' business. He wasn't even supposed to put it out there.
But let's just say Tamar is very smart because she set that play right on up. And see, he came out here. Oh, well, maybe she was doing it because she wanted me to get the story out. Well, yeah, the man is not married. She was giving you hints. He's, is nothing. He's not married. I'm not cheating with him. And we need this story to get it out. I have an album that's coming out.
To get the story out. She Tamar Braxton. He's not that important.
Well, I think that it was to see how trustworthy he was.
I don't think so. I don't think she played those kind of games. I think she has enough people around her who are way more successful. I don't think she needed to bring him in for anything. I think that's the lies he tell himself. I think he gets high off his own supply. I think I don't think she needed
allegedly.
To go recruit. You get what I'm saying? I don't think she needed to go recruit him. But the point I'm trying to make is he just proved to everybody else, and let this marinate. He's not trustworthy because now that we know 2 to 3 weeks later on Christmas Day, they weren't cheating. You did all of that and told all them people business about that lady kissing and hugging, and she was perfectly well within her right, and so was Mendeecees to move freely about the cabin. So you proved to everybody including people that are dating that may not want it out yet. It ain't because they was sneaking. Hell, mate, there's a dating period. How many of you come out right away when you go on a few dates, or you do a little kissing and a little hug, and you don't, because you don't know how shit is gonna go? You got kids, you got an ex-husband, you just trying to fill it out. Maybe you're not ready for them to meet the guess who's coming to dinner. And he did all of that just to be loud and wrong. That's all I'm saying, Tulsa.
Yes, ma'am. You got some money.
Okay,
Money coming
that
to
money
you.
comes to me. Flowing
Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me, comes to me. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me. Money.
Yes, flowing effortlessly. Tamar Ernestine Braxton, girl, you better get over here and drop me a $500 super chat, because I'm over here windmilling my ass off for you. I am Samantha Elvey. Thank you. All the way from Canada. What a 14-piece in the pepper. She says, hey, y'all, I'm listening at the gym. Tamar is still wrong. Ain't no apology. There's common law, and it's disrespectful the way they went going on. And Mendeecees ain't no prize. Well, hold on. First of all, Samantha, don't nobody care about no common law. If that's how
Right.
you want to sell yourself short, that's on you. But at the end of the day, based on the time frame, Samantha Elvey at the gym, we appreciate you being at that gym, because everybody else gonna go on the first, but you there now. So we got to give you, you know what, as a matter of fact, let me give you a round of applause. Here we go. Because you at the gym popping your shit, and we appreciate it. But Samantha, Tamar don't owe Yandy nothing. Yandy signed up to not get that ring. Yandy set up the situation where Mendeecees can walk out and go play with Tamar and date Tamar and be at Tamar's loft anytime he wants. At the end of the day, Tamar is not wrong, because Mendeecees was not in a relationship. B. Taylor, what you got?
Yeah, no. Common law it's not common law anymore once they separate. There's no legality to that. Like, common law is when you live with somebody for a long time, but they not living together no more, then what are you honoring under that? And like, you're right, you said earlier, that's why we in the conditions that we are in now, because women, we kind of put titles, these fake titles on situations, boyfriend, common law marriage, all these things. We put these fake titles on to try to put a situation more than what it is. Like, Yandy is walking away with nothing. Mendeecees was scot-free. The men were right. They said, dang, you get to leave scot-free? Like, that was a win for men in their eyes, because he get to leave and he don't have to explain nothing to the world. As long as he tell Yandy, we not together no more, and I'm moving on with my life. And that's exactly what he's doing. Does it suck? Yes, but that is what Yandy signed up for.
That's a tough one. And look, in the meantime, in between time, y'all, we are trying to head back to New York over here in the next couple of weeks. So listen, if you would like to support the channel and donate to cover the trial in New York, we cover a little bit of everything, and we keep it. We try to keep you in tune every day. Please feel free to send your cash apps to Queen Sheba with an I Biz. It's on the screen right here. Queen Sheba with an I Biz, just to get the palace to New York. We're going to go handle our business. There we go. And we're going to cover that thing in real time. So we're just...
And what do you hone in on, Queen?
I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Yes. Y'all are saying research. Here they go. Research laws of marriage, common law does not exist. Okay. But I'm just saying, I just kind of feel like, even though it was a brilliant business move to protect her assets, she didn't protect her heart. That's all I'm saying. She didn't protect her heart.
But Queen, what about the kids?
They don't care about them kids. That's what I was saying. Let me go. Lies and more lies. Hold on. Lies, more lies had a comment earlier when she was saying, well, at least she got her kids out of it. That's not what your vagina is used for you to get a kid because you want one. That's not what we supposed to be doing out here. And then bye to him. Bye, I got my babies. They still need a well-rounded household of male and female balance. And that's how we be fucking these kids up because everybody that's an adult doing whatever the hell they want to do. You get what I'm saying? Making up rules as you go and expecting to have peace, harmony, and be wholesome and healthy. It don't work like that.
I feel like if she was gonna go that route, she should have took the route that Ebony K. Williams did, and that's she got her a donor. There's no father present. If she was gonna do that, you could have. I mean, so there's no attachment, right? But to each his own. If this works for them, I'm assuming that there was a conversation like this. Just didn't come out the blue sky, right? It didn't fall out. I think there was a conversation. It was more of kind of like the Wendy Williams. You go out there, you do your thing, but just don't bring no babies back. I think it would have ended a lot sooner if oh boy had came home with a baby or a baby popped up.
Well, he said that they just couldn't come to an agreement. Let me see if I can find some of the clips. He said, according to Mendeecees, he and Yandy could not get on the same page. He says, let me see if I can go back. He said, I didn't do this for TV. So y'all quit saying they did it for TV. We can only take people at their word if they address something. We can say, no, what I believe is stronger than what you said. Okay, he said he didn't do it for TV. When asked if the marriage viewers saw was for TV, he said, listen, no, I didn't do it for TV. It was Yandy's idea. In the beginning, I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and Yandy said, let's not sign the papers. I was like, all right, cool. Then it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and we still didn't sign the papers. And he says, if I look back now and see what people go through with divorce, assets, all that, we don't got to go through none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of worked out. Now, this is where I'm going to jump in. You don't have to go through none of that. Not because you didn't marry, it's because you didn't bring anything to the table. Because if you had something, she would be fighting you for it. Trust and believe after 20 years. And then when they asked him, how long have they not been together? He said, I've known Yandy for 20 years, but right now, we've been split up for over a year. And he said, after 20 years, Yandy has helped change who I am. I've matured in so many ways with being with Yandy. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for her. I said, oh, hell no, that got to be a slap in the face. Listen, I wouldn't be the man I am today if it weren't for her. And let me tell you, that's kind of like, that's crazy. So she made you to be a better man to go be with a different woman. That's crazy. And that's why I said brilliant business decision, but maybe not a great heart decision on her part. Because now this nigga is giving you accolades for making him a better man to go be, he's gonna move on. Trust and believe. Okay. He said, she made me look at family different. She made me look at life different. If you saw how closed off I was before. So watch this. That's why y'all be taking in charity cases. Y'all do as women. And don't argue with me. She took in a charity case. He came in with 2 baby mamas and how many? Multiple children, but was closed off to family after he already made them. I wouldn't even be sitting here having this conversation about family, but already had 2 baby mamas and multiple children. So after 20 years and the 3rd baby mama, now mine eyes have seen the glory. Y'all crazy. It's just unfortunate, he said, that after time, we couldn't get on the same page. Nigga, what is the same page? He said a lot of people don't really know how to take that. 20 years after the 3rd baby mama, you couldn't
How long
get
was he in?
on the same. Go ahead.
How long was he in
Go
jail
ahead,
for? Does anybody know
2
how long he
years?
was in jail for? I feel like it was longer than that. Because I'm just saying, like, it seemed like he was in jail for a very long time because when he got sentenced, it was a big deal. It was a very big deal when he got sentenced. I think he initially got sentenced to 10 years, and people did not expect Yandy to hold him down when he was going into jail.
I
I
got
know
that
that was a
answer for
big.
you when you're ready, baby.
Okay, go ahead.
Mendeecees Harris sentenced to prison. Harris, 37, was sentenced to 97 months or 8 years in prison after he pled guilty for conspiracy to distribute a substance.
Okay. Because I'm thinking that, okay, that's nearly a decade of that marriage, though. And then he tried to get out and make it work because what woman with that much power and clout and opportunities and holding down the household? I mean, she went through it. She was holding down the household. She had to pick up them jail calls. She had to run everything without him. And so when you're operating in your masculine so much, because he's not there, because he's behind bars, he comes out. I think Mendeecees is used to dealing with a woman that he get to run things in a way, but when you dealing with a Yandy, she is a business minded woman, so she's used to running things for nearly a decade, and you come out of jail thinking she's just about to just lay down and let you just take over. No. And I think that was me personally. I think that was the conflict within their relationship, is that he didn't feel like a man being with her. And it's weird because men like that go after women just like Yandy, but then they despise them for being just that.
All right, let me
Let's
play. Okay.
see. Mendeecees wanted to be a kept man. Let's say that. Okay,
But
wait,
when
Queen, go
he
ahead.
came to the table, y'all got to remember how he came to the table with nothing. I don't know if y'all were here at the beginning when I played the clip of Yandy going back and forth with the previous baby mamas when she said, yeah, y'all had to get stuff in his name. Y'all had to co-sign for him. You co-sign for your kids, not your man. I'm sorry. Some people would beg to, you see what I'm saying? Once you start to support a man in that manner, but here's the thing, Yandy, you was too quick on the draw. Tulsa, she was too quick because you still co-sign for him too.
True.
You don't never let a man take over who got himself in prison.
She
I
was
don't
competing with those baby moms, girl. If we really think
Yeah,
about it, she was
she
competing with
was.
them. Oh, he's a street dude, right? And let's talk about it. When you come from the streets, nothing was handed to you. You know how to operate and you have this street code, right? You know how to have several women. You know how to balance that. Okay, well, I'm going to get some money from Tasha. I know I got a place at Keisha's. I know
Hmm.
sister going to take me out. So it's just like it was a game and she was just in it, but when you are out here trying to compete with somebody that's already got a kid with somebody, it's a never ending cycle. You're going to have to
okay.
see that person
I don't
whether you
think she
like
was
them.
trying to compete. I think she was trying to reel in her reality. I think she bit off more than she could chew. I think she fucked around and found out what the hell is going on. I think people were running amok in the palace, and what looked like competition was actually her attempt of trying to reel shit in and establish law and order. That's what I think.
You said it. I'm going to let you cook.
No, I'm for real, and I think her inability to back up off of it, because after a while, it can look like competition if you don't back up off of it. But let me play this clip real quick. Hold on, Tulsa, if we can get it going. If not, I'm gonna stop sharing because sometimes these hip hop pages, oh, that's disgusting. Uh, sometimes these hip hop pages be selling so many
Well,
ads.
let's get right into it. So we're season 13 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Mendeecees. I interviewed Kirk and Rashida yesterday, and I asked them if they would give any advice to you and Yandy in y'all relationship right now. They said that y'all need to own up to whatever's going on in y'all marriage. What do you have to say to that?
I think it's not their responsibility to tell us what we need to do. I think they need to focus more on their relationship
Where is it?
and try and work on being a blended family and just, stop worrying about other people. What we doing? Like, who the fuck does that? Like, worry about your fucking household. Like, don't worry about mine's. Be good. If I say be good, be good. Don't try to make us not good.
Okay. Well, bet. So, Scrappy, I want to know, when do we get some new music from you by yourself? Like, when is that happening?
Probably. I want to say.
Child, Scrappy ain't finna do no damn new music. Let me get back to what's his name? Right here, Mendeecees.
Mendeecees.
Tolerance with all that because these drinks be out of pair.
So right now, he got his own apartment. I lock him out my house. I make sure I gotta open up the door for him and make sure he's by himself, and not with a camera. So I like pat him down, frisk him down, make sure he's, and I always threaten him. You prank me, next time I'm gonna give you some shit you can't keep on camera. you can't monetize this ass with it right.
I don't know, Mendeecees. He might try to get some money. Hey, he might try to get some money out there too. I don't know. He's a little getter.
Listen, I really happen to step it up. He in the gym now, like training hard. He's getting little cuts and shit. I'm like, oh man, you're about to give me a run for my money soon.
Cuz looking down at you too. He like,
yeah.
Most definitely. So
Well, that's it. As far as this clip, I thought they were gonna get more into him and Yandy. They didn't. But at the end of the day, I think this is a hard pill to swallow for Yandy. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Well, sis, let's just be honest. As Black women, right? When you have a man, right, you want to see the best in him, because you don't want to see your brother, this, that, and the third. And I'm not saying all, but some when you're in a space. Oh, this Black love, it's like Black family. We can do this, right? But I feel like when you go in with a foundation that's rocky and not really built on truth, the house is bound to fall. Or the whatever you're building is bound to fall. And it really seems like she saw a dude, she had the education, and she wanted to be Captain Save the Hoe. Oh, well, if he gets with me and I'm a different type of breed, I live a different totally lifestyle, then we can just amp him up and get him on the right path. Then we can be a Beyonce and Jay-Z. But stop looking at celebrities for advice and stop looking at these celebrities like their relationships are perfect. You have to remember, you're still a human being. You still put your foot in one leg just like those celebrities. And you have to think about the future. I think that she made some unwise decisions. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you're bringing these children in, you brought those children in out of, let me take this man, let me change this man, let me be his peace, when you didn't even have peace. Go ahead.
Well, she was younger. 20 years. That would put her in her 20s. She had peace because she ain't had no kids. She had peace because she wasn't married. She had peace because she had money. Does that make sense? Y'all keep missing my point when I said she was everything that she's supposed to be. She was everything she's supposed to be. As men say what they want in women, and he took her and he turned her ass inside out and turned her world upside down. He brought her into chaos with 2 baby mamas and a bunch of kids. He made her fight for her life, but at the same time, she did sign up for it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Go ahead. You can react. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, you guys, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also join in on the conversation. The link is pinned. We are talking about Mendeecees. He breaks his silence. They weren't ever married. They split over a year ago. So we need you guys to come on and sound off. We've been up here and we've been really giving our opinions, which has been great. And shout out to everybody that's coming by.
Yeah. So that's it. I think she did everything she was supposed to, but at the same time, I have to be fair to my audience who's tuned in. And y'all said, nah, yeah, she loved him. I don't know why people. I find it very interesting how when y'all speak about Black women, you speak as if Black women don't have feelings and they're not worthy of love. And I find that very interesting with the psychology of the chat, and people are just really talking around this lady like she doesn't deserve it. Oh, well, that's what you signed up for, and this and this and that. She's still a human being. She's still a woman that laid down in the hospital and gave birth to beautiful children. She still tried to do the right thing. Not a perfect lady, right? She was involved with the bullshit, but that was not her life prior to meeting him. And that's what happens when you stay too long in bullshit, whether you're a man or a woman. It changes you. Before you know it, after midnight, you become a vampire and or a werewolf. Thank you, the real Shanda, for the 10 piece and a pepper. She says everybody is assuming that Yandy is hurt by all of this. Maybe she is. She isn't. She was in on it. Besides, Yandy's been with that man for 20 years. Tamar just may be taking her problems. I think she's hurt by it. To assume that she's not would assume that she doesn't have a heart. I think she's very hurt by it, or may have been, right? But she's had a year. she's had a year of a head start to kind of clear her mind. And that's the only positive that I can find in this. Two positives, actually. He gave her a year before he said anything. And the second thing is she was able to protect whatever assets she have to a particular degree. But at the same time, I mean, hell, some of you get broke up with in 90 days and you on the floor in the closet about ready to risk it all. So after 20 years, you got to assume she feels something. And that's all.
Not on the floor in the closet. I was gonna say they was gonna be sliding down a walk like Summer Walker, child.
They in the floor in the closet. That's all.
No, but that's real. Do we have anybody else up here?
No, I got this, Tulsa.
Okay. Oh no, I was just
I
asking.
got this, Tulsa.
No.
You just
I love it
got
over here, and I love these. I've been missing my sound off Saturdays, so girl, I'm like, let me get in where I fit in. But no, I think that you know, back to your point of, Black women, it's always that question. But I wanted to say this, Black women, you have everything that it takes. Like you could run the Fortune 500. Like you don't need to, settle for crumbs. When you are the cash cow. Like I just want our sisters to really reflect and let's get into therapy. Let's figure out what's our planning. We need to get into goals, because our people, like, seriously, we are a gold mine. If we really, God has given us all the tools. If we just put those to use, I'm telling you, miracles happen. You want to elevate, but work on yourself first, and let that man find you. Take it easy. Start courting, getting courted, start covering up, because this is the thing. A man will do what we allow him to do. You can still be soft and sexy and still have a say so, and you can still speak up. So carry yourself with demure and don't just, like I said, don't settle for crumbs when you got when you have the whole cow.
all right. Let me say this. I saw a comment. I like this. Desira. Desira says, I like the fact that he gave her time to heal or at least be in a better place. In one aspect, it does publicly, right? Because they didn't make any announcements. I think that's the best move most people should make, period. Like somebody said, we didn't even know they were single. Technically, who really owes us anything? I love the fact that they move like that. And that is why I say I like to think about things that people don't think about. Okay, you were doing a great job. Both of you, nobody knew. Hell, we'll find out when we find out. It's your business, not ours. But Mendeecees, why now? And the only thing that I can think of is another woman, aka allegedly Tamar. Maybe you do like her and you're well within your right because you're single and she's single. That because if you haven't said anything for a year, why now? Because you wanted to come out and clear it up and protect a woman that you're interested in. And when men start leaning in, there's a little bit of an investment. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, you did that. You did that for another woman, in my opinion. Hold on, watch this. And then Dominica, I hope I'm saying it, said, I think it's retaliation. Do you think it's retaliation by Mendeecees against Yandy? Elaborate or click the link. We would love to hear your thoughts. Let me hit paste. Hold on. Who's retaliating? You think he's he could be. Or he's protecting. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Hold on. Your device isn't connected, Virgo. Gorgeous Virgo, go out. Come back in. But before you come back in, make sure your camera's already off. Don't do none of that when you come in because it's gonna not connect you. Do it before you hit enter studio. Go ahead, Tulsa.
Yes, so Class C 5650 says Yandy was an entertainment manager and executive pre-Love and Hip Hop. Oh wow. So
I don't think that has anything to do with her relationship.
yeah, I was a little stuck on that one.
Okay.
Because this is like 20 years. Right. This is 20 years.
Just because you're trying to help him. You get what I'm saying with his career. Hold on. I saw another comment. Hold on. Let me go to Gorgeous Virgo. Okay, you talked about retaliation, right?
Yes.
Who okay, break it down for us.
Okay, so in some of the episodes, because I don't watch consistently, but I have watched many of them. In the recent episodes that I saw with them having their discussions, he always talked about he wasn't worried about being on TV or he didn't want that. It was something similar to that. I can't say it verbatim, but in his Instagrams, I always see him showing these properties that he's building. So that made me always think that maybe it was a financial stronghold that he was trying to put to her, like maybe more money, more investments. Or he wasn't going to do what she wanted him to do. She said she was going to go to the therapy. She was going to work harder, but I saw him pulling back. Like you said, she was fighting for her life. I think that there was some type of hidden ultimatum that was some type of financial establishment that he wanted her to get in on. And I don't think that she was going forward with it, especially since, like I said earlier, in the earlier seasons where he had his issues and he's from the streets. Yeah, they invested in each other. She might have took care of whatever he had going on while he was out. He doesn't really have a business acumen. So he's going to have something that he's going to have to be able to use for collateral. He's going to have to build his portfolio. If she's no longer funding that and he's stepping towards other women, she might be pulling back financially. I think when I was watching it, I had a different idea when I was listening to the things that he was saying. Just from my perspective, I'm like, he wants something else outside of that. She's pushing more emotionally, but everything he talks about is more financially.
Oh, so okay, let me ask you this. I want to make sure I follow. Do you feel like when he went on record to say we just couldn't get on the same page, could it been, let me get my thoughts. Is there a chance that he was referring to the fact that she didn't want to financially invest in what he wanted? Could it have been that he's like, okay, I've supported you all these years on Love and Hip Hop. I've shown up, I've done this. I don't want to be on TV, but you're not supporting my dreams. You don't want to invest in my dreams.
That's kind of how I looked at it, because I was listening to a lot of I was watching his body language. I was looking at his face and the things that he was saying. It wasn't aligning with what the image and the way that she was trying to portray things like a family unit. He has nothing else to really bring to the table. He's a hustler. So he knows how to be, or we can call him an entrepreneur at this point. He knows how to do things a different way than what she might know how to do it on a paper side. And I was looking like she's going further. She's elevating, on the broader range of being a public figure. He's not really doing that. He's tagging along, but what are you bringing to the table? What do you have that people that can set you apart in your own lane? Yeah, she brought you in. Okay, so that gives you an income. But if you only making chips to her cheese, it doesn't add up. She's still the number one breadwinner. She knows that she has a higher intelligence. Yeah, I think it was more of a power play for her. Yeah, she had kids with a guy that he had other kids. She had practice being a mother by being a stepmom to his kids while he was locked away. So she was gaining hands-on experience. If this is somebody that she can control, have a little bit of mind control, financial control, he might not be financially equipped on the books or in the corporate world, but he's financially equipped in the street world. She has a limited amount from the people that she worked with that she may have managed, but being in the streets all the time and being in corporate, two different things.
That's fair. I want to read this comment. Thurman Lee. Thurman says Yandy constantly disrespected. And little man, that man, Mendeecees, I'm sure he couldn't take it. Probably. But I will say this. He probably felt helpless. And sometimes you do when you don't bring the ability to provide to the table. Not making excuses, right? That's where everybody's gonna have to check themselves as a man and a woman, because if we really talk about it, in my opinion, based on the world that we live in today, not very okay. Let me see how I want to say this, because I got to keep it real. Y'all give me room to think out loud. Hit mute for me. Everybody mute up. All right. So this is what I want to say. And maybe my world is skewed, but a lot of what I've been observing lately over the past 5 years, many Black women out-earn many Black men. If the notion is for us to date to come together and be a family. Well, I know this is true. Let me tell you why I know it's true. Because the relationship talk has transitioned to not men, a particular, meaning black men being providers, but wanting black women to pay 50-50. That's how I know, right? Oh, you're in a position, shit, you can pay 50-50. You can go half on the mortgage, half on the rent. They're looking for roommates now with booty call benefits. That happens. Men will feel disrespected in most cases if the woman is the primary breadwinner, and the man isn't feeling very confident about what he brings to the table. You're going to see that over and over. However, people supposed to be talking about that before they start making babies, because there's other ways that men can pull their weight in a relationship. How do you know what that is? You don't until you talk about it. But if you don't talk about it, and we're dangerously in love, in the words of Beyonce, and we fucking and sucking and ducking and eating dinner and doing this and this and that on her dime for the first 2 or 3 years, eventually reality sets in. And you feel like you're not going to talk to me crazy because you got money. I don't care. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. The way to be the man is to be a provider. That's the only way around that. Because he, with the most money, establishes the rules. It's not right, but it just happens like that. So it probably did come across. She probably did disrespect him in some areas, but not, I think in her disrespect, she was probably positioning herself to protect what she had. Like Gorgeous Virgo said, because Yandy's talking about being a family together on a reality show. He's talking about being a family by what you can give me so I can invest in my dreams. And sometimes y'all be with people and you be like, I feel like she trying to use me. I feel like he trying to use me. And the disrespect isn't necessarily about you, but they come across as real strong because they're protecting what they have and they don't want you to have it because you trying to finesse them. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because it's just like, you know, when it comes to like the black woman, like, yes, she'll build a man up and she's looking for him, like, okay, like she's like y'all said, he's a street dude. Okay, so she maybe gave him some money. Okay, dude, you flip this, right? And he saw that she was committed, and I feel like he took advantage of her commitment. Her commitment was to, okay, I get that you're gonna have to get your life together, right? You just got out of prison. I held it down for you. And black women, you have to learn to set those boundaries when it's not healthy. No, you don't get to treat me this way. And some of these men are jealous of black women. They mad.
All
You
right.
making the money. It's your bank account. They want to go out and spurs with their friends and burn your tires out. No, I work hard for this. I appreciate this. Some people don't appreciate a good gesture. Some people don't appreciate a blessing. So you got to be careful who you link with, who you lay down with, and who you have soul ties with. You know what I'm saying? Because there were plenty of signs that said that this ain't right, but they both continue to move forward. So this is not just a one person's accountability. This is both sides of accountability.
I want to say this before Zeta, I see you. You're up next. Give me just 3 seconds. I want to say this real quick. I don't think he took advantage of her commitment. I think he took advantage of her desperation. You got to be desperate to walk into a situation as a self-made millionaire, to be with a man who just got out of prison, sign up for 2 baby mamas, multiple personalities of children, hold him down, help him protect his assets, give him children after that. Listen, there was never even there were never any repercussions establishment. He didn't have to work for anything. To me, that's desperation, not commitment.
Well, no, she was committed to making things right for him, and she put herself to the side. Oftentimes, that black women do. Let me just put this to the side. Let me just deal with this. But she was committed to having a partner. She was committed to having this image.
Her or him? I disagree. I say that's desperation. That's not commitment, in my opinion. Tosin, from her, not him.
But
Zeta, what are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts, baby?
I think there's so many layers to their situation, and me being a female who dated street guys, Mendeecees was a guy who got money. So, like people say, he had nothing. It just wasn't legal money. He made a lot of money, and even Cameron, the rapper who he's close with, has said that because they're from the same area and they were cool. Um, he was in the industry as well because that's how they met. It's just that he had illegal ties as well. In addition to that, a caller said earlier that he was living with the baby mother. He was living with multiple women. You remember he was on a different trial and the girlfriend got mad because she found out he was dealing with different women, and she said he was touching her daughter who was a teenager, and he went to trial for that. And come find out, it came out he was living with her as well. The baby mother just told her version of the story as if he was in a committed relationship with her, but he wasn't. He also was living with Rod Lee, who said that she had an apartment in her name with him and living with her as well. I think with him, I think Yandy did help him turn his money legit. It's not that he didn't have anything, it's just that he didn't have it in the legal means. And she was business savvy to help him do that. In addition, he did a different interview about a month ago, and he spoke really highly of her. He said that he's not going to go in the press, almost like a Martell, how he dragged and dogged Melanie. He did the opposite. He said, I'm not going to drag her because other people in the world come and attack her. I'm not here to do that. You know, he was very respectful from my understanding, because this can go a negative way where guys can drag you in the mud and talk very negative and nasty about you as well. He did not do that. I think in addition to that, I think he's interested in Tamar, but I think she needs to be careful. As a woman who's almost 50 years old, why would you, and you've been through a lot of trauma, why would you go in that direction as well? You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. I don't think Yandy gives him money because people say she was supporting him. I don't think that was the means at all. That's all I basically wanted to say.
Let me set the rules in this motherfucker before we go any further. Mods, time they motherfucking ass out to block them. We ain't being nice to no motherfucker that comes in this chat and we ain't speaking. You lay out the carpet to people who deserve it. Boot their ass, block them so they can never come back. You don't ever give a bitch or a nigga 3 times to disrespect you in the palace. Now we gonna be nice until you get jiggy. You feeling froggy, you jump, we jumping. Put their ass out. And I said what the hell I said. I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't play no disrespectful ass shit at all. And that's something that's why some of y'all black folks, I don't like you because you're disrespectful as fuck. And that's all you know is to disrespect people that disagree with you. We being nice. Hey, how you doing? Quit speaking to their ass. If they come over here on some disrespectful ass shit, get disrespectful back. Sorry.
Well,
y'all.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fuck Around and Find Out Friday. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't believe in being nice to nobody that's nice to you. We try once or twice, and what happens is when you roll down to niggas like that are very disrespectful because that's all they can do. That's the first thing they reach for is being violent. Get them the fuck up out of here, mods. Get them out. Don't wait for me. You know what disrespect is. Don't let them try you like that. All right, so we're going to go back, y'all. Sorry. Let me take a little commercial. I said what I said. And a lot of people come over here from different pages, and y'all don't know how to act accordingly. As soon as you see black people with a little bit of manners, you think, well, let me go over here and be disrespectful. Be disrespectful to your mama, because we've been kind, and I've given you 3-4 chances, and you kept going and going. Next time you see it, mods, cut them out. You don't need my permission. All right, gorgeous Virgo. I think you dropped down by accident. Let me get on with the show. But I don't like all that. I don't like all that. Yeah. You ain't got to give 3, 4, 5. Don't let the smooth taste fool you with me. I don't put up with a lot of shit. I got people still mad at me from 1.5 years ago because I cut their ass off. I don't play like that. Now, you don't just get started because they were being disrespectful to cut them off. We ain't gonna even let it go down like that. You were being nice. We don't have to be nice to bitches and niggas that don't know how to behave. And I said what I said. Mauricio said, I love the professionalism. She popped right back into her. That's why I say a lot of you get your asses toe up a lot of times in real life because you mistake black people with manners as being simps and weak, and we get your ass toe up in real life if we were to fight physically. Because you think because your mouth is bigger and you the loudest and the most ghetto one that you can throw hands. You ain't the only motherfucker that can throw hands. Some of us just choose to sit back quietly. That's all I got to say. We can't even talk love and hip hop without them coming in thinking people weak. Do right or don't come over here. I don't like all that. I don't like people that like to try you over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do as black folks. We going to come now. You're not going to do that over here. Period. You're not going to do
Yeah.
that over here.
And
Go
what do
ahead,
you hone in on?
Nah, they know. They know. Yeah. I ain't even got time
Listen,
to be playing right now. I don't like that kind of disrespect because a lot of people
yeah.
just can't even be nice to each other in 2025, 2026 because you get people that thinking here. As a matter of fact, click the link if you really about that life. But I got a funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion I know who you is. And you don't want to click the link because I know your voice, troll. I know who you are. I know y'all work on the troll pages, but you ain't about that life. Click that link if you got something to say. Now, I think we're done here, but I'm sorry we had to end like that, but sometimes you got to let them know. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all, that I
I
was doing all this
appreciate
stuff.
it. No, seriously, you protect the palace over here. Your foundation is definitely respectful. You know, nobody's getting out of hand. The mods never disrespect. They just want to keep the show flowing as you're up here entertaining, giving commentary. And so that's what the mods are for. Um, just be respectful. And that's so free. The vibe is cool. Just get in where you fit in. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, I think all of our parents, we didn't heard it before. Just don't say nothing at all, you know?
Yeah. Well, my mods, y'all be giving too many chances. I don't like it. Stop giving all them chances. That's how you get stepped on as women. That's how, listen, them niggas ain't gonna give them a lot of chances. Get them up out of here. Like sometimes as women, we lean too much into our nurturing. We ain't nurturing no fucking disrespectful ass whoever it is. We ain't nurturing that type of behavior. Get them up out of here. We'll talk about it later. If it's a mistake, I'll make it right. I'll reach out to them. But if you feel like they crossing the line, get them up out of here. Stop leading too much into your femininity. Shit. That's how Yandy found herself in this situation.
Hello. Okay. No, step into your power, ladies. No, that's all women. Step into your power. You have it. And I love you. You're beautiful. And Queen, I love you. You're beautiful. I love your messages. I love the way you stand up. And guess what? You can get a message across and still be soft, sexy, and feminine at the same time. And if you have to get a little adjust that tone and make it clear to people, get the message, and you have to do that. And so thank you for teaching us how to navigate, handle situations. um you're just being real and you're very relatable.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nicole Allen, 9491. I saw this comment a little bit earlier. You said, I think he was clearing the air because of the heat Tamar was getting. I think so too. I'll have to agree with you. I think so too. But listen, y'all. So we're trying to go to New York. Again, if you would love to support the efforts of us going to New York to cover the trial, if we're able to make and cover that trip, we will be. We will be, but we need your help. So that's what we're trying to do. And this is all we have today with Yandy and Mendeecees. I appreciate the fact that he waited a year before he said anything, but damn, we couldn't wait until after Christmas. I do agree with Gorgeous Virgo that there may be a little bit of retaliation in it. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to say what I want to say. I think he did it for Tamar. I don't think Tamar asked him to do it. I think that's where his heart led him. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Final thoughts. Tosa, what's your final thoughts?
Well, I want to say the Braxtons, y'all need to do background checks. Y'all need to really do some exclusive digging when y'all are dealing with these men allegedly, because it seems like they just want to align themselves with the Braxton name. I want to say, Queen Sheba, thank you for having a conversation. Yandy, prayers up to you and your family. These are your decisions. I'm rooting for you. I'm always going to stand beside my sister. You didn't get married. Well, y'all got married, but you didn't do the papers. So I think you really saved yourself on this one, because you would kind of be in a situation that Todd and Candy's in right now. And, common law marriage, they say that it still exists, but I think it went out the window when the statement had come apart. I think that having the kids in therapy and having them helping them process this would be very relevant and helpful in their future. To Mendeecees, I want to say you really need to do some soul searching, get yourself into counseling and therapy, and see why you can't just be with one woman, allegedly. And to the haters, we want to definitely thank you, because y'all motivating us to have a great time in life. Listen here, Queen Sheba, from 2026, that's what I'm definitely going into. I'm not, I'm soft and sexy, but I'm not holding back. I can still keep my power, still be demure, but nobody's taking advantage of me. I'm not holding back 2026. And you have a great year. And I pray that, you do get those donations so you are able to get to New York and cover that case. I will be sending my donation here sometime this week. And guys, if you find it in your heart, y'all saw how she covered the Diddy trial. Listen here, Queen Sheba was on it. We got breaks, we got the fill-ins, we got the body language. We got some very important information, and it was for educational purposes. So I would love to see her back in New York, and I'm pretty sure you do too. So let's make it do what it do. Happy 2026, happy holidays, and thank you so much, Queen Sheba.
All right. Thank you, Tulsa. That's Tulsa, Queen Tulsa, everybody. Tulsa's dropping down. Zeta, what are your final thoughts? Zeta may have already dropped down. Let me go to Gorgeous Virgo. What are your final thoughts? Gorgeous Virgo.
I think my final thought is I'm gonna keep observing any interviews that I see Mendeecees have, because I know that those might be financial opportunities that he can get paid for those interviews. I'm really thinking still stuck on this financial aspect. I wanted to tell you thank you for having me up and giving my opinion. I really appreciate it. I found this page by way of the Love and Marriage Huntsville originally. I love your corporate segments. They definitely have hit close to home when I'm sitting at work listening to them. Very educational and very knowledgeable. And I will be moving forward with getting myself fully subscribed. So I just want to tell everyone, thank you for hearing my perspective, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you came up with a very interesting perspective you brought today, and also very strong. I love a strong viewpoint. So we really appreciate you having you up today. And listen, don't make this your last time.
Thank you so much. I definitely won't.
All right. That was Gorgeous Virgo, everybody. I love when y'all come up and just really kind of stand on business. And that's what we did. This is a situation. I don't know. I'm still torn for Yandy, because even though they've been apart a year, I think he was moving freely about the cabin before a year was up. So she's still a person. Let's not forget that. She's still a person. And I know some people don't like her, and you felt like she was trying to get in between the baby's mamas, but he put her in that position. And ladies, that's why you don't lower the bar for anybody, because you don't want to be in a position, right, where she adjusted. If the truth be told, she was like a rubber band being stretched in so many different directions, and it didn't fare well to her. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, she protected her assets, but her reputation is crap, because she went into a relationship with a man that was unequally yoked. He had already had an imprint on his heart. He was already shut down. So she walked into a deficit. She had to pull him up out of a hole. He said he really didn't value family like that. He didn't value conversation like that. But yet you are the father of many by two different women. So there was no prize in this for her. She's walking away with nothing. He's walking away with everything. He has more opportunities. He's Mendeecees. She made him credible. She brought him to our television screens. She gave him the clout that he now has. She pulled in his baby mamas. She pulled in his mama. She pulled in his kids. What does that mean? Unequally yoked. She did all the work. She did all of the heavy lifting. That's what I'm trying to say. You love it or you don't. But that's what happened. Unequally yoked in this situation. And then when he's decided that he's had enough and we just couldn't come to an agreement after 20 years, I would like to thank you for making me a better man. I would like to thank you for giving me more insight on what it means to be a better father of my children. I wasn't there, but it took me 20 years to get there. Thank you. And I'm out. That's BS. This is a lose-lose situation for her. If she didn't have kids, I would probably say not. Because I don't think Yandy wanted her relationship to end. I think he forced it to end. I think he's been wanting out, and that's fine. But after he got what he can get. Do I think he's a mean guy? Not really. But see, y'all be taking these men and you can't fix them. The man said he came in a relationship broken and everybody's focused on, she never respected him. She never did this. Probably not, but he was broken. You can't fix a broken man. You can't fix a broken woman. You're better off raising a child, training a child in the way they should go. Once we broke, we broken. It's hard. Hell, therapists have a tough time working with broken adults. What you think you can do after the sex is over? After the 15 minutes of fame is over? Surprise, surprise. So stop it. This is not a win for her. This is heartbreak all over for her. She's left holding the bag like the first two. She played herself, but he walked her into it. Why? So we just gonna use women now? Because she signed up for it? No, raise your sons to do better. Just because she'll do it, son, that don't mean you let her do it. Just because she want to be here and put up with your shit, that don't mean you let her. A real man gonna let her go. So it's still your responsibility as we raising these girls to raise your sons, because y'all condition us. Well, teach the girls they not gonna always get what they want. A nigga not gonna always come to the table with everything. Okay, we taught them that. Now teach your sons to marry. Teach your sons to honor themselves. If you're not ready, you know you're not ready. Why take you 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 baby mamas? Why take you 20 years? To me, that's called delayed learning. That's remedial. And if this was school, you will be put in a special education class because you're not able to keep up with everybody else. Don't get me started. And yet y'all make excuses for these boys. Like Tony, what's his name? Tony Gaskin say these grown boys. And you put all the responsibility on the women. That's why I told y'all, get off of me. I know what I'm talking about Yandy. No, it's not her fault, but she does possess 50% of the responsibility because you walked into that trying to heal and provide for a broken man. He wasn't even on your level. Nicole, do me a favor. I see you and I'm going to wait on you. You got to go out and you got to come back in, Nicole. It says your device is not connected and I want to hear you. So go out. I'm going to kick you out, Nicole. Oh, hold on. I got you. You're here. Don't do nothing. Let me click on you. So yeah, he took advantage not only of Yandy, but he took advantage of those two girls. Welcome. What you got?
Hey, I wanted to address just a couple people in the chat that they keep want to compare Yandy's situation with Candy, and you can't. I mean, I'm the original first season Love and Hip Hop, so I know obviously people wasn't watching the beginning. When she got with Mendeecees, she was working for Mona. They met in the industry. So they were on equal playing field. He was in the street. She was kind of corporate. She was one of those girls that liked the little street guys. And that's how they came to be. Now, maybe, as time went on, yes, her putting him in certain positions, but they were right there together from the very beginning. So they kind of grew the thing together. It wasn't him coming into anything she already had set up. Candy was a millionaire when she met Todd. She was self-made. She had already made her success. Yandy and Mendeecees came up together. He got in trouble. She held him down because, again, she was into street dudes. That's what they do. And they built that thing up together. So I don't. People are kind of missing that.
Okay, that's a good point. Ruth, what are your thoughts? You're on mute, Ruth. You're going to have to hit your microphone one time. Ruth, let's do a mic check for Ruth. She's going to have to unmute herself in 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to drop Ruth. You're more than welcome to come back up. Simone Wealthy. Welcome, Simone. What are your thoughts?
Hey, Queen.
Hey.
Honey, I've been trying to get in. I've been running errands. I've been in and out. So forgive me if I repeat anything that may have been already said. But I heard what you were just saying. And I do think it is a loss for Yandy. But here's the thing. He's not a
Your mic went out. Your mic went out, Simone. You're going to have to leave and come back. Nicole, can you hear me? Come off mute and let me know.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Simone, I need you to come off mute and do a mic check. She coming back. She probably got a call. So listen, sometimes when you come up, it's not your fault. It can kick you off though. If somebody calls your phone, so you may have to click do not disturb and come up. I'll drop the link. But yeah, so I kind of feel bad for Yandy because money's not everything. When you spend 20 years with somebody and watch him and hear about rumors of him being with somebody else and the chemistry, and then you have a messy blogger, right, wrong, or indifferent, who's spilling the tea, and you might not be ready for that to come out yet. Maybe you haven't talked to your kids about that, or maybe you're just trying to get through the holidays. And that's why Funky Dineva should have minded his business and kept it to what it was. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
but
now
Yandy got what she wanted. I mean, again, going back to the original Love and Hip Hop, she wanted a family. He gave her all the things that she wanted. So, I mean, that's what she said she wanted. She wanted to have a career, have a family, have a life. I mean, all that. So, and again, I don't think that he's like getting over or he's coming out on top. She chose to not file. And it didn't make any sense when she said, well, I don't want to file the marriage license. I don't want, his Fed trouble to affect my assets. I'm like, well, it can't affect you. If you're not on his case, how's it going to affect you? If you're not being charged, if you're not associated with his criminal activity, they can't come after you. So that never made any sense to me. I just think she wanted the idea of what Mendeecees provided her, but she didn't want the responsibility. So we got to stop letting, as women, we got to hold each other accountable. She wanted the image. She wanted she wanted what Mona Sky had. Go back and watch the original Love and Hip Hops. She wanted what Mona Sky had. Mona Sky had a husband who stayed at home and raised the kids, and she was the powerhouse. She wanted all of that. He gave her what she wanted. And in the end, he didn't really get what he wanted. So he moved on. So he moved on.
Let me ask you this. That's fair. I'm listening now. What do you think he wanted that he didn't get?
Exactly. What did he want?
I think he wanted his own identity outside of what he did. All of that. He did all that for her. She wanted that. She wanted the ideal life, the family. Like you're on camera crying about, oh, y'all trying to break up a family when y'all were already broke up. Everybody knew that.
Can you explain to me something though? What can he do on his own legally?
He can do a lot.
What has he done?
You said, what has he done? I don't know. I don't know
what has he done legally? Because he's a convicted felon, right?
I don't know what his business accolades are. I don't know what he has going on. I just know that
they're limited, but they're limited because he's a convicted felon.
Not necessarily.
So he needs to attach himself to a legal woman. He needs to attach himself to a legal woman like Yandy, like Tamar. He has to attach himself to someone so that he can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
so he's a good man. He is a convicted felon who sells.
Hold on, let her finish, Simone, and then you finish it.
He supported her dream. Again, they started together. They started all that together. She wasn't doing any of that before she met him. She was leading. Everything was leading up. Remember, it took 2 years for the show to come out. From the time she pitched it to the time it actually got green light. So they were already together during all this time. He built her dream. He was there. And yes, she held him down. And I'm not taking away anything she did, but he was there with her, helping her build that. And I think that he probably wanted her to, like somebody said earlier, maybe finance his dream, which was, I think he wants to do development or real estate. And I know a lot of men who have gone to prison, or people who have gone to prison who are successful, who have successful businesses. So that's not necessarily a strike against him per se. Again, he was there with her building all that.
It's a big it's a big strike. Real estate, really, isn't that man who was with DJ Academic, or not Academic, the
Well,
one
hold
with
on,
the
Simone, what was your
breakfast show?
original thought? Because I know you didn't come up here for that.
No, well, honestly, to me, it's like he only has the only thing he can do is get with women who can do things legally so he can leech off of them. No matter what his business acumen is, Yandy has helped him. Any woman that he's gotten with, the other two baby mamas, he's used them to get the things that he wants out of life. So he's not done anything on his own. I bet you this man has never lived on his own by himself legally and got apartments, homes in his name. He can't do that. He has to leech off women. It starts with his mammy and how she babied him. So it unfortunately, Yandy is, in my opinion, taking a loss. But I'm glad she did never legally marry him. So hopefully it can be a clean split, and she doesn't have any financial ties with him, and she can go on about her business. Although with a broken heart. But as far as he's just going to get with the next one. If it's Tamar, he's going to use her to get whatever he needs at this point in his life, and then he'll move on to the next
He
one.
ain't gonna use no Tamar. I can guarantee you that. Tamar done had a few men since Vince, and not one of them walked away with a
Yeah.
dime.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
you
she,
see as
I
far
think she
as
really like
pride,
him.
but I mean, as far as what he may want, I mean, he's a convicted felon. I mean, he doesn't have a lot that he can grasp on.
But
That's what
he
I'm saying.
started off
What
in
is
the
he doing on
music
his own?
business.
Hold
What
on.
is he doing on his own? What business license certificate that he can get on his own? Can he get a builder's license? Can he get any of it as a
Hold on,
convicted
Candy.
felon?
Hold on, Candy. Wait. Everybody mute up. Real quick. Simone, where you going with this, though, Simone? You
Well,
saying
I'm
that
just
you
saying,
asking us?
as all, he's not a prize. He's never been a prize. Never. So that's where I'm going with that. Like I said, I've been in and out, so I didn't hear everyone's, commentary about this situation. I'm just saying, from my perspective, he's never been a good man. All the women he's had are too good for him. Yandy has always been too good for him, and this is a loss she's just going to have to, unfortunately, take.
That's fair. Hold on, Simone. Let me go to Candy. Candy, what you got?
Hi, how you doing? I've been observing this from the beginning, and I will testify that I was the first one to call Yandy out as a scammer. Um, Mendeecees, I think he started off with a song, like a hip hop song or whatever, from wherever they from. Yandy wanted to be a manager over people. She started off with Jim Jones. When they got to asking about the money, she switched the narrative and used the show to do that. If you really pay attention, if you really know certain stuff about things that went on in hip hop, I'm not saying that a man, what I'm saying, got a bunch of women coming after him and using children as a way to monopolize relationships, because that's what went on. If you really pay attention, he already had kids, then she went and had a baby and then tried to eliminate all the other baby mamas as if they wasn't,
Hold on.
potential.
How she try to eliminate them, Candy? Elaborate.
Well, one of them, she wanted to volunteer and become the mom and try to adopt and take the child away from the mom as to control. If I got the child, then I can control the situation between you and Mendeecees. Like, that really offended me as a mom, as a woman, period. Because if you with this man, the only reason you should want this child is if the mom isn't capable of taking care of the child, because the mom was calling him out, not being able to take care of her child. And Yandy feeling like, well, okay, I'm going to be a breadwinner in this situation to keep you from asking him. Because if he asking, I might have to help him. We just going to take the child. Like, I seen her power play moves in this whole situation just to have this man help build her character so she could have this, like you said, somebody said she wanted the life that somebody else had. They was out here being a breadwinner and had a husband at home, and she wanted to fit that narrative. But Mendeecees wanted something different. And I'm like, yeah, ain't you paying attention when she started putting makeup on her elementary girls? Because they weren't even in middle school yet. I don't know how old they are now, but they were elementary girls that she wanted to help put on social media to put makeup on. And he like, they too young to be exploiting like that. Like, he was like, whatever you do as a woman, do that, but don't use the kids. And when I saw a man trying to protect the kids from a woman trying to use the kids, I was all for it. But now these kids are able to protect themselves. So he don't have to insert himself to protect them anymore because they're old enough to know now. And that's the only reason I get up out of the whole situation. Like, he dealt with her to protect them kids because she's a wreck. She's an emotional wreck. Like, she knew when she got in that he had multiple women.
But hold
So
on, Candy. I can't let you do this. I gotta push back, and I see you, gorgeous Virgo. You're back. Hold on, Candy, because I'm listening to you and I'm following you. Now, look, have you ever dated a man that's had kids before you?
yeah.
Does that make you an emotional wreck?
Trying to control his relationship with his kids and the other woman that he's with. See, because I was able to get along with the mom and learn some things about him, I see things differently. Like,
Well, let
I'm
me
not
hold
gonna
on.
compete
How,
for no man. I'm not gonna
right,
compete
right,
for no
right.
man.
Okay. How were you able to get along? Why, like, what you go into the situation? You feel like, okay, she got his kids. Did you have his kids or no?
Yeah, they came over on the weekend.
No, no, but I'm okay. But prior to you dating him, you didn't have no kids. She
I
had
had
his
my
kids.
own.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
had my own.
So you and him get together. You want to be nice. You kind of let the kids come over where they well behave.
Yeah.
You ain't never had no problem out of them.
Little Kim was not no problem to me.
Okay.
No.
Now the mama, how did you get the mama before she let the kids over? How did y'all socialize the idea where the mama would be like, yeah, the kids can go meet Candy? How did that come about?
Okay, so I guess he was communicating with the mom, and the son wanted to be around his dad because I guess they was already having whatever before I came into the situation. Um, Her thing was she was finna let her child come to my house, so she wanted to talk to me and wanted to know, was it okay with her child coming to my house, because he was inviting his child over there because he was there. So she wanted to make sure it was okay with me. Like, she didn't want him looking like he was trying to use his son at this moment to play no role in no favoritism. Like, I'm being this super wonderful dad in my
Okay.
child's life. Look how I'm taking care of him. He's coming over to spend the weekend with
Got
us.
it.
Like, she didn't want me to take that and look at it like, oh yeah,
I
this is
got
a good guy.
you. Okay. So how
So
did you and her get to the point where you said me and I was learning more about him from her? How did you get to a point where another woman was teaching you about your man?
no, I'm not saying teaching me. What I'm saying is, at that point, I respected her as a woman and as a mom, because she was letting me know that she was not going to interrupt the relationship between the father and her child just because it was a new person in the situation. All she wanted me to know is, don't let this fool you, because he trying to pretend to be a good dad. And
Okay.
me as a woman, like, if my children father had got a significant other involved in the situation, some women don't know how to speak. They want to come over. And I used to always tell him, if you ever get another woman involved, please let her be intelligent enough to speak. Don't be pulling up in my house with somebody in the car acting like she finna have to fight me.
Well, let me ask you
Because my
this.
children,
I want to make sure they're following real quick because we will because you said Yandy was emotionally unstable. But how is that emotionally
yes,
unstable if she doing what you doing?
because
Hold on. Let me finish.
no, because she wanted
Hold on,
to take the
Candy.
time.
Candy, hold on. I'm gonna get a mic to you. Follow me. But let me get my thought out. Because I want to make sure the audience You just got into
Okay.
a situation where the woman kind of
hmm
finessed you and try to tell you he not a good father. Are you still with him?
No, that's not.
See?
No, I'm not
See,
with him.
hold on. You
And he
not
is
okay.
a good father. He is a good father. He
But
spends
she
time with
said
his
he
children.
wasn't.
No, I said she said don't let that fool me. Like how should I say it? Some women see men taking care of their children. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's an excitement. What she
Mm-hmm.
was saying is, I'm being a responsible parent. I'm allowing my child to be around his dad. His dad didn't have no home for him to go to. So they come into my house. So just in reminder, I'm not sending my child over there
Mm.
because I ain't got I need somewhere to go this weekend. And I no.
I
He
got you.
going over there.
So he was kind of like Mendeecees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm participating in my kids' life, being in their life, and when another woman get involved, they want to take the place of the mom. All I'm saying is I saw Yandy do that.
Okay,
Instead of
I
trying to
got
get along with the other moms,
you. Mm-hmm.
because you just instead yourself in this situation now too and have kids. So
Okay, let
you
me
saying,
ask
oh,
you this,
I'm just
Yandy.
gonna be a mom to all his children. I'm not gonna get along with y'all. Whatever y'all went through, okay, woo, 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 ha, ha, ha. Now I got him. And that's where the
Why? Okay, let
problem
me ask you this
started.
real quick, because before I go to the next person, real quick. Why she got to get along with them as long as she treating the kids right?
You didn't hear me. She tried to take the kids from the mom. Like she she wanted to
You
control.
mean Mendeecees from Erica and what's the other girl name, y'all? Samantha.
I think it's 3 baby mamas other than Yandy,
2.
though. Now, they only mentioned 2 on hip hop, but I think there's
Oh.
3. And they bringing out Erica's supposed to be a baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
Erica Manina.
Samantha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
No, I just want to know why you felt like Yandy. I don't think a woman has to. Let me just say this. Why they keep saying they can't hear? Why y'all keep putting up the number 2? Hold on. Don't say nothing to anybody. I need them to. All right. In the chat, are y'all saying y'all can't hear us? Because Desira is putting up a number 2. Can y'all hear us? Yes or no? In the chat. Let's see. Y'all, hold on. Can y'all hear us? Yes or no? In the chat. They not even answering. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Got you. All right. Hell, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Desira threw me off. What 2 means they can't hear you, y'all. When they put the 2 in the chat.
they're trying to say it was only 2 baby mamas, and I keep saying it was only the 2 that they brought on the show. But if you listen to his mama and everything that was going on, there were 3 baby mamas. When they brought 2 of the baby mamas on the show, she wanted to argue and go against, and one of them she tried to take the child, and I think wound up raising the child.
But you didn't like
And
that. That don't mean she wasn't a good person. You just didn't like her approach, right? Let me ask you this though. Do you really think
that
it's
was the
your
first
job?
time she wasn't a good person to me, because then she raised somebody else's child and the little girl, and then when Mendeecees got out of jail, they sent the little girl on.
Yeah, but do you know
But
why? Hold on. Do you know why?
I know some things that was said behind the scene.
No, because he was previously accused of trying to mess with a kid. So the little girl had to go. I mean, that's what a responsible woman. Hold on.
No,
That's what
that's not.
hold on, Candy.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish
Okay,
my
you can
thought.
go ahead, but I'm gonna tell you what
Okay.
I heard.
Hold on. Okay. Prior to Yandy taking in that little girl,
Mm-hmm.
there were rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Alleged. We gotta use alleged because we don't know that Mendeecees was being hold on. There were strong allegations that Mendeecees acted or behaved inappropriately with a 14-year-old girl. See, I was confused when Yandy picked up that foster child, and then all of a sudden,
Exactly.
hold on, and then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, the little girl had to go. Because in my head, I was like, you already know
Mm-hmm.
what you're accusing your husband of anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you even put her in that situation? And now that he's home,
Mm-hmm.
she has to go. But I feel like, okay, she had to go. That sucks for whatever reason. But that's what any woman should do. You can't keep that little
And
girl there
and see,
and the
that's the
man.
thing about it. There's people be watching. right? And so when I saw the little girl get involved in the situation, I had to reach out and learn some things. And so my heart goes out to that little girl family. It goes out to that little girl. And she's a grown woman now. And her story would be totally against Yandy.
No,
And
but it's
when
not.
Mendeecees,
They
no, I'm
said that
gonna tell you some. Can I
they
finish?
said that
Because
Yandy writes
when I
his
tell you
prayer.
Mendeecees was trying to make sure that Yandy didn't exploit his own girls, why would he allow her to exploit another girl? See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's two different men out here. There's men out here that have been caught up with fast women, and then there's men that are trying to get us women to get back in grips of what's going on. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of men being attacked because women
But
like
how
to
is it
pass
Yandy's
men
fault?
around.
How does his behavior, and I need to go on after this. How is Mendeecees' behavior regarding allegations of being inappropriate with the team become Yandy's
He was
responsibility?
not because I'm a witness to knowing he wasn't the one being accused of being inappropriate with that little girl at that time.
Now who
Yandy had
was
some
it?
things
Who was
going
it?
on before he came home and he
Uh,
confronted those things. Some men ain't telling about what's really going on, and it's a lot of women that are exploiting these children.
Hold
It's
on, but they
women
lost.
doing it.
They're not following you. They say, "What little girl you talking about? Which little girl you?" So we can make sure. What are you
The
talking about?
one that she brought on the show that she said was a runaway, but the little girl
Right.
actually wasn't a runaway.
Okay.
And she went and took the girl away from the mama, tried to prove that the mama, because the mama was a dancer and the mama did get around.
But we
Yandy needed
talking
a
about the other
babysitter.
little girl.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
talking about
Yandy needed a babysitter. And the girl let her daughter go and babysit and got caught up letting her daughter babysit for Yandy. And when Mendeecees came home, he broke that up because that girl
all
was
right.
babysitting the kids and things was going on behind the scene because that girl was
Hmm.
being left
No.
unattended
Mm-mm.
babysitting.
Okay, hold
So
on.
When
Pause,
he,
Candy. Candy.
he was accused of a separate little girl, not that little girl that
Yeah.
she. It was a separate little girl, not
Thank you.
the girl that she was fostering. It was a separate little girl. Those are allegations. So it has nothing to do with that young girl that she was fostering. Nothing. It had to do with his own allegations prior to that.
You
Yes,
got it,
that's true.
Candy.
That,
Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
that's
ahead. I'm
true.
sorry, Nicole.
No, I'm just saying that's true, and that's why she had to send the girl back because he had those allegations. But I did hear from an insider that that little girl was left at home for days and days keeping those kids while Yandy was ripping and running. I did hear that, and she would send pizza and send them pizza and stuff, and the little girl was there with the kids by herself. I did hear that.
Okay, so Candy, we talking about another little girl. You talking about one little girl. We talking about another little girl.
I still don't know nothing about no other little girls. I ain't never heard of no allegations
Well,
and no
that's why
little
we trying to
girl.
bring you up to speed.
Unless they working in the strip clubs.
Oh,
So that how else can a little girl be in the presence of a grown man unless she's in those facilities presenting herself to be of
mm.
age. So
No, no, no,
Come
no,
I'm
no. I
on,
not.
think
Candy. Come
no,
on,
Cause I've
Candy.
been a young
no,
girl before too. We all
Let her
been young
talk.
no,
girls
Let her
before
talk.
too. And there's a
and I
lot of them out here
Let her
that
talk.
don't have the
no.
right upbringing, that
Let her
don't have
talk.
the right upbringing, and they will sign their kids off to R. Kelly. So we're not gonna play like that's not the generation we came about.
Yeah, but from my
And you
understanding,
got a
it was
lot of us out here working to protect these children. And there's some people out here that ain't did that. And they get praised. And y'all get to make them look like they wonderful queens, right? Because now they marriages apart, but we're not talking about a woman that saved herself and got married the white way. So I really don't want to sit here and play like this woman is so godly. She ain't done nothing to save
But you think,
the
okay,
community. She
okay,
ain't done
okay,
nothing to save the community.
okay. Hold on,
So
Candy.
when we start as black women start looking for real women to put our daughters to say,
Hmm.
look, this is what we looking for. Cause talking about Yandy and her broken relationship, I'm glad Tamar really got somebody that needs somebody to love somebody. Cause I'm tired of her brokenness too. With all that mess with being jealous of her sister and Braxton, what's her name? Tony always being the favorite pick. Like I hear Tamar crying about that too. Like you always being the favorite pick. Like she must can't never get nobody to pick her over her sister. Not
Damn.
even in the not even in the music business. So
Girl.
that can hit a little. And here goes somebody that's dealing with a woman that's only using him as an accessory. So what better you two broken people to fix each other? I'm out for it. I'm out for it.
Okay, hold
Yandy
on.
went out here. Yandy went out here and posted this picture of her nice little waiting to exhale moment. And then after she posted her waiting to exhale moment, all of a sudden it's Mendeecees. He's the one. He's the one. Girl, you living your life. You living your best life. Why try to shame this man for what you've been doing?
Damn. Let me see what they got to say. Go on mute. Candy, mute up. Let's go, Nicole or Gorgeous Virgo.
I mean, I agree with some of the stuff she was saying, but I mean, yeah, I feel again. I go back to what I said originally. That's what Yandy wanted. She got what she wanted. She was able to present to the world. She had this perfect ideal life. When and all the whole time it was fake. I knew it when she didn't want to file those papers. I said, "Oh, she wants the idea of marriage. She wants the image of marriage, but she want to be able to burn out when she get ready." And that's what it is. And he made her beat her to the punch. I mean, plain and simple. They both been out here doing what they wanted to do. I'm just disappointed in Funky. I'm disappointed more so in Funky. I'm like, I cannot believe you are on this for 2 or 3 days and it wasn't even nothing. Has anybody checked on him, by the way?
He don't give a damn. Gorgeous Virgo. It's a lot going on around here. What are your thoughts?
It definitely is. I was gonna say that I think that she did, in my opinion, the right thing by not signing the documentations. Yeah, legally, unless we're lawyers and judges here to know the exact descriptions of certain things, her money could have maybe been looked at as being financing him if they've been together previously before that marriage, whatever type of crimes or alleged allegations he had before that. Where was he getting his money from? He didn't have a legitimate job. Was she funding him? Things like that could have been brought in. So whoever her team was that advised that, I think that was very proper for her not to do that.
It was vice versa.
Okay.
It was vice
All
versa.
right.
Yeah,
I think that was a good thing. Also, from the young lady who was before us two, me and the prior person, Yandy, I did see that where it looked like Yandy was trying to get I think it was Samantha's son. I can't be for sure because I'm not pulling it up, but from what I remember and how I experienced that is that his mom and the people in his sectors, they weren't really financially literate. So she was spending a lot of time with the young man, going to his school. He was at her house a lot, the stepson. So if she has the financial, she's financially adequate and she lives in a better environment, maybe she was looking to step in so he doesn't fall by the wayside while his dad was locked up. That's how I was looking at it. And yeah, I'm not saying she was right saying that she could take custody of him, but if she had him a lot and the mom didn't, then she might have been considered the primary parent in her mind. I've been a single mom. I've been a teenage parent. So I've come from the background of fatherless and motherless kids. I know about living different lifestyles in rural area, country, and suburbs and in the city. So I know I've been a well-rounded person. So I'm just looking the way that I was viewing this show from the beginning to current. Those are the kind of things that I was looking at. And I said earlier in one of my comments that I thought maybe it was from a financial aspect where they were in control of having the baby moms not step forward and get child support, putting them on the shows to get their own money. Okay, then drop me off of child support. Don't come for me for child support, especially when he was locked up. If that was a way for Yandy to assist him with that, I thought that might be something. That's how I perceived it,
You got 10
Also,
seconds.
most of the
10 seconds.
okay, sorry,
10
most of the baby moms, they were focused on Yandy, and it didn't sound like they were focused on the well-being of their kids when I watched this.
Got it. All right. Listen, it's been a hell of a conversation. Simone, what are your final thoughts?
Oh God, I'm stuck on the allegations. Shoot, I agree with what the previous caller just before me was saying. I don't think I'm not going to hold Yandy accountable to going against these baby mamas. I mean, if they were responsible enough, none of that would have even occurred. The opportunity for her to be assisting or helping with raising their children. So. This is a tough one for her. She's going to have to bite it and keep going, but I think she'll come out ahead. She's a smart woman, business savvy. Let him leech off another woman because that's all he's going to do. That's all he can do.
And stay close to your microphone. All right. So that's it. That's all. Y'all, it's been a hell of a conversation. We've been over here for 2.5 hours. We finna get up off of here. Thank you, panelists, for coming up. We appreciate you. They're gonna drop down. Listen, the girls went hard in the paint today, and so did the guys. So we had a very diverse combination. The panelists are dropping down. They're gonna join you in the chat, everybody. I'm gonna drop them down. Thank you to our panelists. We thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. And then I'll give you my final thoughts. So the good thing is it's over, as it relates to Yandy and Mendeecees, according to Mendeecees. Here's the thing. With any woman that considers getting with him, it's over, but it's not. I always say this. When you get a man or a woman in between relationships and they just broke up, one or two things can happen. With women, well, let me say this. Sometimes you can be a rebound, right? You got to be careful. If anybody has their eyes set on Mendeecees, you could be a rebound. Or the complete opposite could happen. You can watch him go from being in a 20-year relationship with baby mama number 3, never have had married her, to all of a sudden turning his life completely around and asking the next woman to marry him. That will kill Yandy. That will make her feel some kind of way. So either he's going to get out there and play hard, or he's going to get out there and commit. Whew, either way, what do y'all think? You think it would hurt you, Yandy, if he got out there and committed? Typically, that's how it happens. You just never know. I think that's the only way he could get any of Tamar's money is if he come in asking her to marry him. Other than that, he ain't getting nothing. Sarah said this was an amazing conversation. It was. It was. He ain't gonna get no money up out of Tamar unless he marries her. Period. I don't think Tamar is that weak. I don't. And I do think Yandy did too much, but not in the way that I think Yandy bent over backwards. I think Yandy's game was to win, to be the top woman, to be the best woman, to be the wife, to be the baby mama. But at the same time, you stretched yourself too thin. You were willing to take in kids. You were willing to go visit him. You were willing to help him protect his assets. And at the end of the day, the question still remains for those of you that are tuned in. If you were to get with a man and he left you or you leave him, what do you stand to gain? And if the answer is nothing, you should have never been there in the first place. And Yandy, I think you effed around and you found out. I think you outsmarted yourself. I think you did. I think he allowed you to lay for 20 years. And I think when he got tired of it, he used a technical excuse. And unfortunately, I do believe, like most of the people that were in the chat today, he's been wanting out. And he waited. And he played the long game. And now he has 2 kids. And he bragged about it. He said, listen, there's nothing to divide. There's nothing to fight over. I got away scot-free. That's it. That's all.
You all should be ashamed. How can you drink right after a funeral? Like this? Give me another one, then, Brady. Fred Sanford, you just left the house of the Lord, and now I'm in my house. All y'all ought to be ashamed drinking like a school of fish. My Bible says, be not drunk with wine. What does it say about scotch? Yeah, so why'd you go someplace else? Why'd you go ugly up somebody else's house? Who you calling ugly, sucker?